Hey guys and gals, this is Trevor with Carrot, and give me 1 second here. As it sometimes is with technology, there can be issues, and it looks like there might be a video issue. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to bounce back, get this video camera. It was working a second ago, but YouTube is having a little fit with me. So give me a second here. Actually, one question for you I'll toss out at you, everybody. Cool, sweet. Can you guys see the screen? Awesome, awesome. You guys should be able to see the screen now. I was going to show my video camera, but I don't want to have there be some sort of a flub, when I went to restart the darn audio or restart the camera. So every now and then there can be flubs like that. So we're just going to go no video of me. So you guys are going to have to put up with not seeing my mug on this particular call. But I think you guys will be fine with it. And I'm really, really pumped about getting started on this call. I know we're going to have a bunch of people on here. There's already almost 100 people on here right now. We're just now firing this up. Let me make sure my team is ready because we're using a couple new tools in this call. Let me open this up so I can see the chat box here. We're using a few new tools in here. I want to make sure that I'm using them correctly and that we can all communicate well back and forth on this call. So if you're watching this webinar, if you're watching this live YouTube cast, the spot you're probably going to want to watch it is actually on the actual webinar play page on our website. So if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm not looking at any of those questions or comments over there. All I'm looking at is the spot right there where the person just put it in and says looks and sounds good. So sweet. Awesome. Got a bunch of people popping in here. So that little blue chat bubble down on the bottom right, if you're watching this on our website, that is the spot you're going to want to be. That's where you can engage with me and do some other stuff. If you're not there, go over to oncarrot.com. And then I think it's webinar. We'll get the link for you there. But if you're on the YouTube side of it, make sure you go over and sign up for the webinar. Okay, go sign up for the webinar. And then our system will send you the link to the page on our site so you can access the chat box. So I am crazy, crazy, crazy pumped about today because there's a couple cool things about this call today. One of the things about the call is we've been scrambling this past couple days to get an amazing call set up for you. And it's been about a year since I've really done a new content call like this. It's not because we haven't had a lot of new stuff to put out. It's because honestly, we've been growing so fast and I've had to pull away as Mr. CEO and really focus on some other things I'm passionate about and I love putting out content. So this is something I'm really glad to be able to do this. And me and the team scrambled to get it together. If you would have saw behind the scenes rushing frantically to get some of this stuff together, you would have been laughing. But let's start off this way. Let me know where you guys are from around the country. Put in the chat box there. Yep, that's the right spot. You just popped in there. In that little blue bubble, if you click that at the bottom right of our website and you're watching it on our website, that is the chat box that gets right where we are. So let me know where you guys are calling in from around the country. And also let me know if you're a real estate investor, if you're a real estate agent, what type of investor you're doing. If you're a Carrot member already, sweet, let me know that too. I'd love to kind of welcome you all in. There's a lot of feedback right now. Are you guys hearing a lot of feedback too? Other people said, sweet, Medford. Other people said that the audio was okay. And there tend to be little difficulties sometimes with technology, y'all. So we'll get through this, I promise it. Okay, looks like most people said that the audio is perfect. Yep, you're in the right spot. Cincinnati, we've got investor wholesaling. We've got Dallas, Texas, Medford, Oregon, which is about 90 minutes south of where I am. That's awesome. I always love hearing from the Oregonians. And you might be the one that, man, I was in Boise. If you're the one that runs the biggest home buyer company in Southern Oregon, you called me back. I was in Boise. Then I was out of town again, got sick, and holidays. I'd love to call you back. Let's connect. But Cincinnati, Delaware. There's Tim. Awesome, man. Cool. There's no feedback. So if you are getting feedback on your end, please make sure to check your audio settings because other people are saying that they're not getting feedback. So we will just get this thing rolling here. But if you're watching this on YouTube, don't watch on YouTube anymore. Go to our website. Go to oncarrot.com/live-webinar. 1 second here. Making sure the chat thing's working yet. All right, sweet. Well, people calling in from all around the country, and like I said, this is the first live webinar of new information like this that I put out in a long time, but this isn't the first new information I've been putting out. For many of you guys, you're listeners of the Carrot Cast. It's a weekly podcast that I put out, and that's kind of really where my heart and soul has been pouring out as far as what I've been sharing behind the scenes as an entrepreneur. I've been sharing stories of real estate investors. Some of the people that you've heard in the Carrot Cast are probably going to be mentioned on here, some of the stories and some of the things that they're doing because they are leaders in what they're doing in the market. And basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be walking through this milestone that we are about to reach, our clients are about to reach any day now. And we were looking at data, Alex, my team and I were looking at data the other day, and we saw in our Google Analytics that basically our Carrot clients were getting ready to cross 1 million online opt-in leads. That's opt-in leads. I'm explaining what that means. But 1 million online opt-in leads in just 3 years. So that's from November 14th, 2017 through today, 2014 through today. And so when we saw that, we're going, oh my gosh. So if that's the case, what we need to do is we need to have some sort of a celebration. Let's dig into the data. Let's see what's been working for people. And of course, trends tend to change a little bit as the years go on, because 3 years ago, mobile usage wasn't quite as much as it is today. And the markets weren't as competitive 3 years ago as they are today. So there have been some things that have shifted. And so we pulled apart, looked at some things, looked at some correlations. We said, you know what, let's do a call on this. Let's share some information on what is working right now for people. So after 932,425 online opt-in leads, that doesn't include any of the phone call leads our clients have generated. That's only people who went to their websites, filled out a form. So you can add another 500,000 to probably 750,000 leads on top of that. So our clients are really pushing 2 million leads, but it's just, there's some new research in here. We're also just going to update you on a lot of stuff. So we're going to walk you through 3 simple tweaks our top members use to instantly boost some of their sales and profits by 245% without really being a tech or marketing expert. There's many of our customers on here right now. Awesome. It says Maine here. I love my Carrot sites. And then I know Tim Appelt is here. He was out here in Boyd in Roseburg just about a month ago for Carrot Camp. Atlanta, Jarrett Smith, awesome, man. Lots of awesome people on here. Cool, Iowa, real estate investor. There's so many. There's another person saying that the feedback on their end is so bad that they can't decipher what's being said, but there's a lot of other people saying that there is no feedback. So if there is feedback in your end, I'm not sure what that is, but most people are saying that there is no feedback. So if you guys are hearing feedback at all, please just let me know. We'll make sure to check on the audio stuff, but it looks like we're fine. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in here. So like I said, this is a celebration. This is a screenshot that we took literally this morning, I think. So the lead number is actually a little bit higher. Or maybe this was last week. Either way, we took it here just very recently and straight out of the analytics. So we're insanely pumped to celebrate that 1 million opt-in lead mark in almost 3 months. And that's only real estate investor leads. Now, there are real estate agents that use Carrot as an investor as well, but those leads are house buyers, sellers, things like that. And for those of you who aren't familiar with, awesome, Kevin Clancy, Carrot client in Florida says, great sound. Cool, thanks. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with me, who maybe saw us on a Facebook ad today, or you're on our email list, but you're not a client, or you got referred over by a friend, I'm Trevor. I'm the CEO of a company called Carrot, and we work with thousands of real estate investors and now agents to help them grow their businesses. And there's me standing in front of our wall of awesomeness here in our office in Roseburg, Oregon. I was really, really fortunate just recently to be nominated for Portland Business Journal 40 Under 40. So they had me take a little corny shot for the magazine. That's with one of our Carrot buds. And I was pretty pumped about that. But the stuff that I'm really passionate, about is using this business as a vehicle to really improve lives. And that's not corny. That's why I do what we do. That's why we keep on wanting to grow this company, because we could have stopped a long time ago if we were just looking at the income that we're earning and could have just kind of coasted. But I'm really pumped about using businesses. How do we use businesses to truly be the vehicle for your passions, to truly be the vehicle for changing lives? And I was down in a mastermind in San Diego just recently. This is actually a picture of Carrot Camp that we had out here in October with a bunch of amazing investors. Some of them are on this call right now, Tim, and I think some of the other ones are. But I was at another mastermind, the highest level mastermind in the real estate industry in San Diego. It was earlier in the year. And this room was the biggest house flippers, biggest wholesalers, some of the biggest multifamily people in the world, or in the US anyway. And I asked them one question to him. I said, raise your hands. There are 35 people in that room. I said, raise your hands for those of you who would love to sit down and have lunch or a drink with your average client. Out of 35 people in that room, 2 people raised their hands, and I was one of them. And that's honestly one of the things I'm most excited about with this business is, yes, we do want to be the best in the world at our craft, at helping you generate leads, at helping you cut through that clutter, at helping you build credibility. But what we really want to do is use that as a tool so we can really help you build businesses that fuel your life and your purpose, because that's what this is about. This isn't about just getting leads. I get these letters all the time. Tim actually sent me an amazing one after Carrot Camp, and so did a bunch of other Carrot Campers. But here's one I got from Josh and Adam that I still have all of these letters on my wall here. I don't get rid of them. But it says, Carrot Team, we're very happy to call you guys our business partners. Y'all have helped not just investors, but their families as well. I hope one day you all can see the true impact of your business and culture. Keep fighting the good fight and keep on inspiring others. Happy holidays. And that's the Justin Tiano brothers down in California. That right there is what excites us. So as we go through this call, if you see any of that excitement or hear any of that excitement, and you're kind of wondering, well, why is he talking about that? That's not about lead generation. Well, we're going to be talking a ton about lead generation. That's what this call is about. But there's got to be an undercurrent for why you're doing what you're doing, okay? So this really changed my perspective forever. When I was just going through my own journey, this over the past decade or so, and we started Carrot 3.5 years ago. Before that, I've been a rental property owner, bought rental properties, worked with a lot of people to grow their online leads, especially some big businesses. Our biggest client, my consulting company, was about a $700 million company where we helped them do their entire online strategy. We ran it for them, and we took them from number 8 in Home Depot in their category to number 1 in Home Depot in their category through the web. And there's a lot of other stories like that. But what changed my perspective on what business can do is with these certain mentors and role models I had. Richard Branson was one of those, where I saw this guy out there making big things happen. He was making huge things happen. And he was also having a lot of fun in the process. People were always smiling around him. He was always smiling. He was always seeming to have a lot of fun. He had a lot going on, but he wasn't grinding. And I think way too many people right now look at business and entrepreneurship, and they look at it with a badge of honor as this grind. And that's not really what I think most of us want. Most of us don't want the grind. Most of us want to have the lifestyle, the F's, the freedom, the flexibility, the finances. There's probably some more in there somewhere, but that's what most of us want. And I saw guys like Richard. I saw guys like my parents, like a mentor, Jack, up in Portland, who was an amazing mentor of mine growing up, and some other mentors, where they found ways to do business in a way to where the business was structured to where it was consistent, it was predictable enough to where they could pull back and they could do the things in their business that were fun. They could do the things in their business that actually fueled their passions. And that's when we really started to dig into that about 4 years ago. And I said, you know what, when we start Carrot, this is what's going to happen. That's the way the business is going to go. And that's what we've really focused on so far in this business is, yes, we are the best at what we do with online lead generation. We're going to lay that out for you guys today. You guys are going to walk away with a ton of stuff. But also what we want to be actually the best at is being the beacon of positivity and possibility for our community. Because we want you to go out there and change your community. We want you to use what you're going to learn today on this call to go away and then change your community, change your family tree. Go do whatever you need to do to make this business actually be a fuel and a trigger for something better. Way too many investors, and I'm not going to kind of point fingers here, but way too many investors, like many of the ones that were in that room, they didn't want to build a business that trapped them in a way to where they weren't having fun in the business. They didn't want to build a business that had a boom and bust business model, that the revenue would hit really high one time and then it would go way far down later, okay? So what they wanted was consistent, predictable income. What they hadn't figured out is, how do I build that? How do I get my lead source up to that point to where it is consistent and predictable? I'm not always having to look over my shoulder and wonder where my next leads or deals are coming from. And then how do I structure my business in a way to where I can enjoy that? And here's part of our team. Last year at a local running race that was supporting a charity, we raised a bunch of money. One of our clients actually believed in our mission so much. Harvey donated $3,000 from a recent Carrot deal that he closed right before that. And we flew him up here to hang out with us for a little bit. So that's what really charges us up. So by the end of this call, I want you to be more positive about your outlook in life. I want you to be more positive about your business. I want you to be more positive about those around you. And I want you also to go around and be more positive to those around you, so you're the butterfly effect for them, okay? And that's why we do silly little things like sending out dolls and things like that to people. So how is it that you get that consistency and predictability? Well, I found out it's really all about performance, because you can't build a consistent business without focusing on the performance levers in your lead generation model. And that's one thing that we've been known for here at Care, is focusing on those performance levers, those things that give you extra edges in conversion rate on your website, extra edges in getting more deals closed, extra edges in SEO ranking results, extra edges in strategy. And as you add on all these little extra edges, you get these performance levers, these performance edges that start to give you more consistency and predictability. Your leads start to go up, you start to build momentum, and things start to happen. And this is about, from 2000 to 2010 or so, the call to arms for all small businesses. Real estate investors were a little bit late in the game here, but the call to arms for all small businesses was, you got to get online. Like, here's a book right here, get your business online now, right? And that was the call to arms. So in that decade, 2000 through 2010, 2012, the only thing that we had to do as business owners, as real estate investors, was really just get online. And that's what many of you guys are doing right now. You go, well, I know I need to get a website. Yep, for sure. We're going to show you guys some ways to drive traffic to your website, okay? But you guys know, okay, I know I need to get a website, so you go set up a website, but then you end up finding out that thing doesn't perform. You end up finding out you wasted a bunch of time, possibly a bunch of money, maybe both, in doing that, when in actuality, focusing on performance first is what's going to get you there fastest. We're going to show you how to do that. And performance is really how our top clients gain the edge and consistency in a cluttered market. And it's really the path to creating a business that builds that momentum that we're talking about, that acquires higher profit clients faster and builds the business that'll unleash you in the world. And that last part is the part that pumps me up. The leads are just a vehicle, y'all. So if there's not something that you want to be unleashed in the world to impact, that's something I would highly, highly, highly dig within yourself between now and the end of the year to think about what it is you want to impact, so you can go out and get the leads that fuel that business. And here's some of the clients that popped in my brain as I was putting this presentation together. David Brown, a great friend of mine. I want to get him out to Carrot Camp here sometime soon. We're going to do 2 Carrot Camps this next year out here in Roseburg, one in May and one in September. So I'm pumped about having them again. Keep an eye out for those. But David Brown's been a client of ours for years. We're going to share a little bit more about kind of some things that he does. But he's been crushing it with Carrot on the SEO side of things, search engine optimization. So we're going to show you a couple things on that. And he's in New York. And if you were to Google many phrases around the New York market, it's probably David's website going to be ranked up there #1 or #2. And because that consistency, we did a podcast with him where he shared he's closing 3 to 5, 3 to 6 deals a month. And it's really kind of just like clockwork. He was able to start something he's passionate about, the show called American Snippets, where he goes and interviews people that are out there being these beacons of positivity and possibility. So David now is taking this consistency and predictability that he grew in his business because of his lead generation model, because of what we're going to teach here. And then he was able to go out there and leverage that into making his impact. Michael Borger, one of our clients, I had a chance to meet him a couple years ago in San Diego. We've talked many times on the phone. One thing I love about what he's done with his business is he really has grown his business leveraging the web. He used to live in Hawaii and Oahu. That's where he built his business. But then he moved to San Diego for family reasons, had a beautiful baby girl. He lives in San Diego with family. He does most of his business in Oahu, flipping homes, big high-dollar homes, almost all through the web. That's because he has the consistency and predictability. If he didn't, he wouldn't have been able to move away from his home base like that and still do his deals. Zach, I was actually talking with Zach and his business partner, Matt, just about 2 hours ago before this call. And they're actually going to be a part of this thing we're calling Market Leaders Reveal that we're going to talk about here in a bit. But they are crushing it down in Nashville. And he keeps on sending me these Facebook messages. And one thing I loved was this one he sent through. It was about, it was October 4th right there. He sent through a video of him and a seller. He says she hadn't been to the property in 6 years, had a family member living there, but moved out and weren't paying. She found us through SEO, through some search phrases. And he said, go look at my search phrases. It was a quick $10,000 assignment. But the thing that I loved the most was we were talking, and then he said, yeah, man, we made this lady's year. It really felt good. And I think if we're not looking at our real estate businesses, whether you're a wholesaler or a flipper or a rental property owner or whatever it is, if you're not looking, or if you're a real estate agent, if you're not looking at your business transactions in that way, oh my gosh, look at the impact I was able to make on that person. then you're going to get burnt out in this business. I don't care how many leads we can help you get. You're going to get burnt out in this business. And then he went on to text me this a couple weeks later. He said, closing another one off of SEO for 24K, working on another one for 30K, spread under contract today. And like I said, we talked to them on the phone today, and we're going to be sharing some stuff that they're going to be sharing with you guys. But let me share this video of Tom Caffarella. Tom is actually the #1 home buyer in Boston. And I am amazed at how much time it seems like Tom has because of the way he's structured his business and because of his lead generation model. And that's what we're talking about here, okay? Because when we look at the amount of leads that have came in, the stuff that we're going to share, the ones who are winning, the ones who, when we're looking at the data and look at that list of the top 100 lead generators for each category, the ones that we're doing that, we're building these consistent, predictable lead generation machines. We're going to show you what they're doing. Let's play this.
So for everyone who's on right now, just to give you guys, full disclosure, I'm a client of Trevor's. I really, really believe in this product, and I want to just really quickly tell you, Trevor, my story before I ended up signing on with your company.
Cool.
So I'm a real estate investor. I've been doing this for 10 years. I do a ton of volume. I spend a lot of money on online marketing, and I had a really, really, really pretty site. Site looked awesome. Everyone who went to it said how great it looked. It had all of my flip properties that I've done on it. I spent a bunch of money on it, but I kept hearing about you. And people kept saying, oh, should I get a carrot? Because I also coach and work with investors in other parts of the country. Yeah. And they would say to me, should I get a carrot site? And I say, man, why? Just copy my site. Like, I'll have my web guy for $50, copy my site. And then I kept getting this feedback, like I bought his site and now I'm getting more leads. Yep. And so to be 100% truthful with you, I would go, I look at your site and I'd say, doesn't look pretty. Right. And I would literally say, this is just a template. There's nothing special about it. Mm-hmm. And then again, I just kept getting the feedback that your site worked, like meaning it was converting more people. I'm gonna split test this. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna send half my traffic to my site and half my traffic to your site, and literally more than double conversion.
So the cool thing about that is the more consistent that lead generation becomes for him and for other people, they're able to then go do what they want to do. So now he coaches real estate investors, and he does a lot of other stuff too. He's got a brokerage of 200 agents. So the only reason he's been able to pull back and really run his business that way is because of predictable, consistent leads. We're going to show you guys what he's doing. All right. So we get also hundreds of these every single year. Every single year we get these things we call doses of awesomeness. People are sending us deals that are closing, sending us wins, and that's what pumps us up. So we're going to walk through these 3 secrets right now. The first one is what we call the profit switch calculation that the top investors use to outspend their competitors and really pull the rug from underneath their competitors before they realize it. It's a simple calculation. We're going to show you a couple different things. And if you have heard something similar to this in the past year, there's a couple different takes to this. The second thing is, after tests of over 400,000 sellers and buyers, these strategic but simple website design elements doubled lead flow for some of them. And then the next thing is the traffic stack framework that Tom uses, that David uses, that other people uses, that almost all of the top 100 lead generators in that list that we pulled in the data are using to generate leads. So the first secret here is the profit switch calculation. Now, the reason I have this picture on here with Brad Chandler, he's one of the top home buyers in America, a company called Express Home Buyers. Take a drink of water here real quick. Brad's wearing one of our carrot shirts there that we sent him. And I had this conversation with Brad about 2 years ago, and Brad's one of the big guys. He's got a ton of leads coming in. He does SEO, pay-per-click, offline, direct mail, TV, radio, everything. And we talked about this thing I'm about to teach you. And at that time, he goes, man, I'd never heard of it in that way. This is a couple of years ago. He said, I'd never heard of it in that way. And so he took that and he took that and applied it into his business so he could then, better understand the way that they do paid marketing. They were already crushing it. But when you look at it this way, it changes the game for you. And like I said, with that t-shirt, we're going to show you guys actually how everyone on this call can get a free t-shirt, free carrot t-shirt, just like Brad's got, just like our biggest investors have, like Max Maxwell and everyone else. We're also going to show you guys kind of what we do to have fun, like we were talking about before with this line of carrots. It's kind of dumb, but it's fun stuff. So right there behind Tom on the back of his wall, you can barely read it, but there's a quote that says, ultimately, the business that can spend the most to acquire a customer wins. And there's a quote that is oftentimes attributed to Dan Kennedy, who's a famous marketer, that's very similar. It says, a business beats its competition by making the same prospect worth more to his business than that of the competition. And really whoever can spend the most to acquire the same customer wins. So this is a raising trend in hot markets right now. If you guys want some really up-to-date stuff, you want to know what's happening, we see some macro type of trends way before the majority of the market does, because we have so many leads coming in, so many different markets, so many clients. We have been seeing the last 18 months, and we predicted it, but we've been seeing this, where formerly successful investors, wholesalers mainly, and agents are struggling or going out of business because they're not focusing on performance and don't know their numbers. So you got to know these numbers I'm going to walk you guys through, okay? And here's an example right here. John, in this market that we partnered with, he's a Carrot client. There was a client in this market going out of business because he couldn't take the leads and dispose of them and actually do deals in them the way that he was doing. And we bought the site from him because we don't want to lose the site. We turned it over to someone who does know his numbers. Okay, and then we're partnering on deals together. You can see the date on that. That was November 28th, 2 days ago. And that's not a big deal, but we took this website that client couldn't do anything with, and we just passed it over to someone who knew their numbers, knew how to do this stuff, knew how to increase these performance levers, and our half of that deal was $4,600. His half of that deal, and that wasn't the first one that we've done. So this is happening, and that's not the first client we've seen that happen with. So you guys might be seeing this around you. The people who were flipping deals 2 years ago, just like it was easy as heck, are not doing that now if they haven't shifted their business or don't understand their numbers. And here's the basic math that makes this all work, okay? There's a couple of different ways you can do this, but I'm just gonna walk through this right here, okay? So let's use some assumptions. Let's use some assumptions. Let's say that your average profit per deal is a $10,000 profit per deal. Okay, let's use that. So your APD, and you're going to see some numbers in here that you're going to see some acronyms: APD, CPL, that's cost per lead, and some other ones. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to be doing is we need to figure out our average profit per deal. So write that down. What is the average profit that you're going to see as a real estate agent for commission or as a real estate investor? Write that number down right now. The next thing that you want to know is your leads per deal. How many leads does it take you to get a deal? So LPD, leads per deal. Okay, you got to know your average profit per deal and your leads per deal. And then now with those, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out your target cost per lead. Okay, your target max cost per lead, that's critical, max cost per lead. And we're going to figure out your max cost per deal, because once you figure out max cost per deal, it completely changes the game math-wise. And this is what those top clients are doing. This is what Tom's doing. This is what the top clients are doing to win in their markets. They understand their numbers better than anyone else. Okay, so let's say that you go through that calculation, and this is what I want you to do. I kind of skipped the slide there a little bit, let's see. Yeah, we'll hit it here. I skipped the slide a little bit, so I'm gonna go back so this doesn't confuse you. So write this down: your average profit per deal, your average leads per deal. Okay, and what I want you to do is this: if it takes you, let's say, 15 leads to turn into a $20,000 deal, as an example, okay, how much money would you trade in order to get that $20,000 deal? So some people would say, you know what, I trade $5,000 all day long to get that $20,000 deal, assuming that the risk wasn't crazy high, right? Some people are going to say 2 or 5 or whatever. Your number's probably going to be in that. If it's a $20,000 deal, it's probably going to be in that 3 to 8 range, maybe max 8. Okay, so let's say your number's $5,000. I would all day trade $5,000 for that $20,000 deal. Well, that right there is probably going to be your max cost per lead. I know that's not a scientific way to do it, but that's the way that I like to do it, and it works really, really well. Now what we do is this: is you take your average leads per deal. How many leads does it usually take you to close a deal? And you just divide that by that 5,000, by your max cost per deal. Okay, so if in this case, and once again, I should be showing this on the screen, but for some reason it's not showing up, so it's a little YouTube issue here. I'm not sure what the deal is. But we'll work through it, guys. We'll work through it. So $5,000 divided by 15. So in order to get a deal for $5,000, and it takes us 15 leads to do that, that means our max cost per lead is $333. Okay, so that's the way that we got to that. And let me work it back real quick. What's your average profit per deal? What would you be willing to trade to get that in a realistic manner? Okay, and then divide that number by how many leads it usually takes you to get that. And this gives you a good estimation of your max cost per deal, okay, and that max cost per lead. And this number here on the screen that we're seeing right now is very close to the illustration I just gave you. So we're gonna run with this because That's very close. So let's say with that calculation, it worked out to where, hey, you know what? The max amount that we could really spend and make those numbers work is $350. So if your max cost per lead coming in that with that equation is $350, what should you do? Well, the first thing I would do is I'd probably turn on some sort of ads. I'd probably turn on some sort of Facebook ads or Google ads. We'll go over that in the third section of this call. And then we're going to want to drive them to a website. Okay. We're going to want to drive them to a website. And we're going to then go, okay, well, what if with that marketing method, you weren't actually paying $350 per lead? You were actually getting them much cheaper. You're actually getting them at like, $130 per lead. Okay. So you're way under your max cost per lead. Cool. And now let's say you're at your leads per deal. It takes you 20 leads to turn into a deal. Awesome. So what does this work out? Then you've got your $10,000, you got your $10,000 profit per deal. So what this means is going through this, it's about a $7,400 profit for every single deal that you kick out through this marketing method. So all day long, you're going to be wanting to turn that money. You're going to all day long pay the $2,600 or whatever that is to pay the $2,600 in return for $7,400 in profit. So what we want to do is we want to find different spots that we can really refine the process. Okay, so if you're doing Google pay-per-click or Facebook ads or SEO or direct mail or whatever, there's different ways that we can refine the process and pull these performance levers. Okay, yeah, we can get you guys a slide deck for sure. And there's a shorter video that actually walks through this. For some reason, YouTube wasn't showing you guys in that last slide some of the calculations, so it messed it up. So we can send you guys a video after this. It's like a 4-minute video that walks through it in real time. Okay, so the first, once you find those numbers out, your max cost per deal and your max cost per lead, that is the number you need to lock into your brain. Way too many people use emotion. Way too many people use emotion and don't use math to gauge their marketing. All of the top 100 lead generators in our data use math to get their marketing. So now let's find ways to make the math work better in your favor and to start to squeeze out your competition. Okay. So first of all, how do you lower your click costs in your Facebook ads? Well, you can come up with better ad copy. You can come up with better pictures. You can have someone that's better at managing your Facebook ads. They might be able to lower your click cost, down from $4 a click to $2 a click as an example. If you can do that, you get twice the traffic for the same amount of cost, right? Another way you can increase your profits and have these performance levers is you can increase your conversion rate in your website. So if you send 100 people over to your website and 5 of them convert into a lead, but you do some conversion optimization, make your website work better, which we'll talk about that in secret number 2, you basically doubled your lead flow with no extra cost. Okay, or on the third side of it, and a lot of people don't think about this, is you can increase your close rate. So after you got the lead, what can you do to then increase the rate by which you're closing your leads into deals? And a lot of people don't think that your website is involved in that process, and it is. I'm going to show you guys why here in a bit in secret number 2, why your website is one of the key things that helps you increase your close rate before you ever pick up that phone with the person. Okay. Here's an example for increasing for this lever point of increasing the conversion rate on your website. Here's a test we ran a while back. We ran thousands of tests, over 1,400 tests. And this one right here in particular, this was not on a Carrot site. This was on a Carrot client's website. It was a WordPress site they had in Florida. And they said, hey, my Carrot site's converting really well. Can we put some of those things over here and test it? I said, yeah, I'll be willing to test it. So we did. We tested this one thing. It was literally 5 words on one button, more than doubled the performance on their website. How did we know that? Because we've been doing this for years and years and years, because this is what we do every day. We can make little tweaks that make big performance differences. So in this case, their leads more than doubled with no extra cost. That's a performance lever that's massive. If you know your math, and we're going to run through this equation here, let me show you the difference now in a website that converts at 5% versus 10% as an example. Okay, doubling your conversion in that example. That was a real world example. We've seen that happen a lot of times, people moving over to Carrot. Tom mentioned it too. He's a big investor, the biggest in Boston. His website doubled his lead conversion when he moved over to Carrot. So the old cost per lead is $130. The website conversion, let's say, was a 5%. And let's just say that we were going with 100 leads, right? 100 leads at the $130 cost per lead. Okay, you work those numbers all the way through. An average profit per deal of 10K, and it took you 20 leads to do that. That's going to turn into 5 deals for you. $50,000 in profits. That's pretty darn good. That's really profitable. Like you're really profitable at that point. And a lot of investors are looking at that going, man, I'm hunky dory. I'm bringing in some good profits. I'm making money hand over fist. But in this case, like Tom saw, he was making money hand over fist. His website conversion doubled when he moved over. So you take that with the same lead cost, as far as your cost per lead went down by half, but you still spent the same amount of money to get those leads. Okay, you still spent the same, I think is about $1,300 to get those leads, but you got double the leads also. So now that equals 10 deals. You did 10 deals now, so double the deals, double the profits. All he did was double the conversion rate in his website, which we're going to show you guys some ways to do that here in a second. And his profits went from 50,000 to 100,000. He put $0 extra dollars into marketing, 0. All he did was understand his marketing. Now, the reason I'm really spending some time on this, guys and gals, is if you want to know why the best investors, the biggest guys, are really mopping up the competition in their markets, and that's what our data shows, is because they know their numbers. They're able to squeeze these levers, these performance levers that give them extra profits, that give them extra money, so then they can outspend you in your marketing. If you're wondering how the person above you in Google AdWords is spending so much every day and you're going, man, I'm spending X amount and I'm barely breaking even, they got to be going broke. Probably not. They probably have a better website or better optimization on their website. They close their leads into deals better, something like that. Their AdWords is managed better, whatever it is. Here's another example. Okay, this right here, we were testing the number of form fields on here, and this one went up by not as much, but it did go up. So it went up by a little bit, right? It was a 16% conversion rate. Who here on this call would want a 16% increase in your income just by changing one thing in your website? Like, yeah, I think everyone on here would. And if your income is $100,000 a year right now, and those numbers worked out, that'd be 16 grand extra in your pocket just by changing one thing on your website. So that's why performance levers are so important, and knowing your numbers at each point in that process, knowing your max cost per deal and your max cost per lead. Because like Tom's able to go through and spend way more money. We were talking on a call recently. He can spend up to $300 or $400 or $500 or $600, I think it was, in some of his stuff. He can spend up to $600 to get a lead and still crush his competition. Well, his competition is worried about $150 leads. Okay, and it's not special. It's not special to Tom. It's that he's dialed in his website, he's dialed in his marketing, things like that. And here's Ryan. I was talking to Ryan Berry on the phone today, and Ryan's out of Ohio, and he sent this through to us on a little survey about 2 weeks ago. He said, you know, this is what he loves about Carrot: the leads, constant, daily, nonstop leads, credibility. Almost anyone who checks us out. SEO rankings, yep, we've got a new content. Man, I love not having to write blog posts every week. I schedule them and boom and done. I'm going to show you guys, whether you're a Carrot customer or not, how to do that as well. Okay, trainings, I've followed them to the T and got results. Value, I will never stop paying you. It's chump change compared to what I get for it. Where else can I put $1 in and get 63 back? So that $1 in, 63 back thing, that's what you guys want to focus on. Who on here would ever stop spending money if you put $1 in and got $2 back? Like if you had a machine to put $1 in and get $2 back, how many dollars would you put in there? Like an unlimited amount of dollars. I would throw as many dollars in that machine as I could. Okay, so really whoever can spend the most money to acquire a customer wins. All right, so how about close rate? We talked about the close rate side of it. And this is one thing, talking to a lot of our bigger real estate investors, and we're showing you guys what works in this market, is they've really doubled down on how they follow up with their leads and they close. I was talking to Ryan Dossie, one of our clients. He's crushing it in Indianapolis 2 days ago. And Ryan was saying that they have a system that they've put in place, and it basically follows up by phone with their online opt-in leads within 30 seconds. Who is actually, like, who would want to automatically follow up on phone with your online opt-in leads within 30 seconds? I think everyone would, because there's no way that prospect even has a chance at that point to get over to your competition. You're on the phone with them before they even leave. So how do you close that gap? How do you close that gap on this part of it here, increasing your close rate? Well, here's a couple things that are working really, really well for people. So kind of going back to Zach, I brought him up a little bit earlier in Nashville. I thought I'd bring up his website. And then the one on the left is not a Carrot website. It's a national website. So if you're a house seller or a buyer or whatever it is, doesn't matter. I'm just using seller examples for these. Credibility is absolutely key. You know, you guys are, it's around Christmas right now. There's a lot of big electronics being bought. Who on here on this call has taken out your cell phone to research the company that you're going to buy something from, or to research the product reviews? Like raise your hand, nod your head, do something in the background, because all of us have. I did just the other day. So if we think that people are not doing that with us, if they're not pulling up our website and going to the about page, and they're not looking at reviews and ratings, and we're crazy. It's a big financial decision. So make sure that you have at least 5 credibility elements to your website. We took a tally of the top 100 lead getters for the different categories in Carrot, and they all had at least 5 credibility elements on their website, at least 5 credibility elements. So go around your website and count the number of elements that are building credibility. Do you have a credibility badge like a Better Business Bureau or Google rating? Do you have testimonials? Do you have an about page that talks about you with a good picture so people can see that you're a human being? Do you have a good, clean, clear logo? Okay, things like that. So make sure you have at least 5 credibility elements. That's what the data shows that people are getting right now. Kylie, what's up, man? I see you, dude. Okay, so make sure you do that. That's going to help you increase your close rate. You guys might be asking, well, why is that going to increase your close rate? Well, because the data shows, and this still shows today, we went and looked at it and collaborated it. We did this a couple of years ago, and we saw that our data showed that the number 3 most visited web page on any website across our system, whether it was buyer's website, the seller website, tenant, it doesn't matter, land, it doesn't matter, is the Our Company website. Number 1 is the homepage. Number 2 would bounced around between the top left one on our navigation. I'm going to tell you why that's important here in a bit. But number 3 was always the Our Company page. That's because someone lands on your website, they want to find out that they can work with you. Then they want to find out who you are. Are you a company they want to work with? So make sure you're building out a good about page on your website. A little bit of information about you, a good picture. Okay, it doesn't have to be crazy, but that's going to be crazy critical. Now, when they reach out to you and call you, and if they opted into 4 other investors' websites and you're the one that they have a better connection with, you're increasing your ability to close that deal based on what your website showed. So your website is increasing that ability for you to close a deal before they ever even contact you. So just by making your website better, just by adding credibility, just by adding good content to it, which we're going to talk about here in a bit, that's going to increase the ability for you to close more of your leads into deals. That pulls one of those other lever points. Okay, that pulls one of those other lever points. So now let's add that lever point in there. Let's say that you were able to increase the performance of your closing from 20 leads per deal to 15.4 to 15 or so. Okay, so I think that was about a 20% increase. So let's say you were able to close 20% more of your leads into deals because your website was better, because the way you followed up was better, things like that. You're not spending any more money up here in the front, no more money up here in the front. Okay, you're closing more. Your average profit per deal is still the same, let's assume. You close 3 extra deals. Now you're up to 13 deals. So now your competition, or maybe even you're over here sitting at the $50,000 mark. The other guys are $130,000 mark. Now we're asking ourselves, why is it that our competition is outspending us? Why is it that guys like Tom or guys like Zach or guys like Tim or other people are beating you in your market? Or if you are the one winning in your market, how do you continue to pull those levers so your profit margins go higher and higher? And those levers are your ads. How do you make them better, right? And your SEO. Number 2 is your website. How do you make that convert better and really engage in that person and pre-frame them to be a person who's want to work with you? Number 3, how do you close your leads into deals at a higher rate? And I want to ask you this question. I ask this question to people all the time. It's, how many leads and deals are you okay giving up this year because of underperformance? And that's something I'd asked myself here at Carrot years ago. And we said, what, we're always going to focus on performance because it's the easiest thing to do to increase your income if you're getting traffic already. Okay, if you're not getting traffic already, I'm going to talk a little bit later about exactly what to do, what our data shows our top lead getters are getting. Okay, but the top investors in our data set know their profit switch. So find out your max cost per lead, find out your max cost per deal. Okay, and then hone in on that target cost per deal. Like, where do you actually want to be? All right, and then kind of go through that. We can share these slides with you guys. And we also have some other resources. That was secret number 1, that every single one of those top 100 investors, they know and understand their numbers. They understand their profit switch. What is that max amount that I can spend and still be insanely profitable? Then they spend as much as they can up to that and refine those 3 levers. All right. So the next thing that we want to focus on is the website side of it. So this is that second lever. This is the second lever. So as you're driving traffic to a website, and we're going to show you on the third secret is the traffic part of this from the data. As we're driving traffic to the website, we've analyzed a lot of different stuff in those tests. So those 1,400 plus tests, about 400,000 visitors that came through those. So we have a lot of data that backs it up on how to really increase your lead flow. Kind of like Tom said, it doubled his lead flow when he moved over to what we're going to show you here. So I want to ask you a question here. I'm going to throw up 3 different websites here. Okay, I'm going to throw up 3 different websites. And these are all carrot sites, by the way. Okay, so there's one misnomer out there in the world. There's a misnomer out there, y'all, that all carrot sites look the same. And I think it's mainly because when you launch a carrot site, it does look in a default way, but then you can go choose a different design. You can go add your branding. You can go customize things, change your logo, or you can even engage with us to have us do your website like this. 2 of these we did in our concierge program. The one on the left, they did themselves. They just dove in there and did it themselves. So that's a misnomer. I wanted to spell that puppy right now, because you can make carrot sites look amazing while still staying within our high converting framework. Okay, so which one of these guys and gals do you think would have converted the best in our tests? And send it through really fast and let me know. All right. So while you're sending that through, I'm going to kind of do a spoiler alert here for you. And this is kind of a trick question, because the answer is none of them. And Tim was right there. Tim said all convert the same. So that's the funny thing. Okay, and that kind of is right and kind of is not. So we've been testing things so much over the years that we know the framework of what makes a website convert well. Okay, and then we're always trying to push our bounds to go, can we try this? Can we test this thing? Can we test this? Some markets one converts better. So a lot of people are saying that the 3rd one converts better, the one on the right with 1 form field and stuff like that. We have data that shows that it doesn't. Okay, there's 2 different markets we tested in where it actually decreased the performance of their website by putting that design in place. Okay, and there's multiple markets we tested in that it increased the number of leads that they got in the front. They got more addresses, but they got fewer qualified leads in the back end. So they didn't get phone numbers, they didn't get emails in the back end. So we're testing this stuff so you guys don't have to. And then what we do is we then roll it out to you guys and say, hey, here's the data, here's what we see, and then you make the decision, or we can test it with you. But that's what I want to show you guys is it's not looking at a design as a whole. A lot of people look at opendoor.com as an example, and they go, man, these guys are crushing it. Works Best Home Buyers, these guys are crushing it. I better just copy that. And people are blindly copying stuff that they have no clue why it works. They're blindly copying stuff that they have no clue why it works. So if you're blindly copying something that you don't know that works, you might be copying the worst thing in the world, right? You might be copying the worst thing in the world. But so what we do is we know why things work, and then we try to adjust things in different designs to where it serves up a fresh version of it. Okay, and here's some performance levers that we do know work. Write these down. yeah, Tim. Write these puppies down, because this is kind of injecting right out of our data, right out of our data set and testing this past year, right out of my brain and in knowing this for the past 10 years on some of these levers that work. And this is just a few of dozens. So all of the top 100 sites in our data set marching on that march to 1 million have this in common, that they all have a clear, large call to action area. Now, years and years and years ago, I didn't have a clear a large call to action area. What we mean by that is this area right here. Okay, you want to make sure that it's large and in charge, and it's the thing your eye is drawn to. Most investor and agent websites aren't. These are. Got to have that in place, especially on mobile. Look at that. You cannot miss that on mobile. It's easy to tap it. It's easy to get it. All carrot websites are baked in to be amazing on mobile. And that's one of the reasons Tom's stuff converts so well, is because most of his traffic is from Facebook. And we're going to show you how to get our entire current Facebook training for free at the end of this call. There's a lot of the same stuff that Tom is implementing right now. And also we're going to show you how to get access to work with Tom and Zach and some of the other guys to learn exactly what they're doing behind the scenes. But basically, here's another performance lever. So all the top 100 sites also have this in common. They have actual branding in place. Simple branding, though. I'm talking simple stuff, okay? There are some of the websites, actually, the word all is kind of exclusive here. So there were a couple when we looked through that use our default logo builder, okay? And that's okay, but by far the best lead generators are the ones that have a simple, clean looking little logo, okay? Make it simple, make it clean, doesn't have to be complicated, make it friendly, okay? The next thing is, and by the way, you can go to places to get good logos. You can go to Fiverr.com to get a logo. That's the only thing I would ever buy at Fiverr. Don't ever buy SEO stuff, nothing like that. All the other top 100 sites also have this in common, a simple opt-in box. There's so many investor websites that have 10 different opt-in form fields, or 7. We've tested all that. We've tested it. You want less than 3 form fields on the first opt-in box. That's what we found works the best, especially on mobile. Can you imagine on a cell phone, you're there flipping through with your thumb and you have to fill out 8 or 9 or 10 different different form fields, especially if they're small. So make sure it's simple, it's simple, it's simple. Less than 3 form fields, y'all, okay? The next thing is make sure it's up at the top of every single page, all right? And I did mention the mobile optimized side of things. So if you guys go to responsive, actually that's probably the wrong one. I'm not sure if that forwards over. Alex, is it greater.oncarrot.com now? That might be. But go to greater.oncarrot.com. I'll get you the right URL, y'all. Okay, if that's the wrong one. But we do have a tool where you can test your website. One good way to test your website too, honestly, is just go to your browser, grab the bottom corner of your browser and just drag it all the way over to the left. That'll shrink it down and see if it's responsive, okay? Another one of the levers that we found is common in all of the top 100 lead generating sites that we found in that march to 1 million leads is at least 5 credibility pieces like I was mentioning earlier. So what are credibility pieces? Well, more and more today, your Better Business Bureau badges are something your sellers are looking for. We've heard it so many times from our clients that say, hey, I talked to the seller. They said that they saw my Better Business Bureau rating and reviews, and that pushed them over the edge. So if you're in a market, as little as I like Better Business Bureau, your clients do, make sure that you have those badges because your clients are looking for them. That $300 badge could cost you $50,000 if you don't have it in place and that one prospect is looking for it. So here's some other things, okay? Some sort of a badge, Better Business Bureau, Google reviews. Make sure you have a clean, clear phone number right there. Make sure that you have testimonials, okay? Testimonials, at least 3 to 4 testimonials, and ideally pictures on those testimonials. Other credibility pieces. There's a lot of other kind of stuff you can do there. We have free trainings in that. We can get it to you guys, okay? All the other top 100 sites have this in common also. Localized content and photos. We have so many Carrot clients, y'all. If you're one of these people, please, please, please tonight change this. But a lot of people don't change their photos, okay? But there's a reason that Carrot launches websites that are dialed in and they're crushing it. It's because of the framework. And then your job is to go in there and personalize it or hire us to personalize it for you, like these ones here, okay? And most of our clients personalize them themselves. But we do have services where we can do that. If you're a Carrot client, just let us know. Yep, it's greater.oncarrot.com, y'all, if you want to test out your website on the responsive side of things. So make sure you have local photos. Take 10, 15 minutes to find photos, put them in there, make sure that they're clear, they're crisp. You can see the difference that these websites have just because of the photo. This website is basically our default version with a new photo, a logo. They change colors and put a video there. He did change some of the content, but there's very little changes on there. He's crushing it. He's crushing it, okay? We're gonna talk about what he's doing right now in Boise, where he wasn't doing any of that online before. Another thing that's kind of counterintuitive, a lot of people kind of poo-poo and they say that doesn't work, but I've shared this story a lot of times recently that we live here in Oregon on the river, and we had a bunch of bats like infesting our attics. And so I had this problem in my mind. I went to Google, I started searching for how to get bats out of attics, rid bats out of attics. I hit a bunch of websites. They're a bunch of pretty looking ones with a little bit of content. They had a cool opt-in form up there and whatever. I'm like, I didn't want an opt-in form at that time because I wasn't far enough down the path to where I was ready to take any action. I was in research mode, okay? And a lot of your clients are in research mode before they're ever ready to take action. If your website converts 10% of your visitors into a lead, that means 90% of them left and didn't engage with you. That means 90% of them didn't have the right information or didn't actually get all their questions answered on the website to be able to engage with you right there, okay? It's like greater, greader.oncarrot.com for the greater. But with this right here, this site right here, guys and gals, rent-to-own leads are the easiest type of lead for a real estate investor to get. They're the most plentiful. This website, which is barely changed, he added some form fields here. He made it longer. He added a bunch more content. This site got more leads than any other single client's website in the entire Carrot platform. He has over 24,000 rent-to-own leads in his system for the past year and a half, I think it is, okay? So how is that? He didn't become a conversion expert. All he did was join Carrot. He used our framework, customized some of the content, put a photo in there, built some more robust content, sent traffic to it the way that we teach, the way that we're gonna teach you, okay? Over here, other kind of content could be property listings. Here's Farm Finders. They use our land investing site, which a lot of people are starting to use that. Properties are a great piece of content, great type of content. Blog posts. Okay, not even just blog posts, but actually going through and having robust content on your pages. That's important because as I was going through researching with my back problem, the website that I actually ended up engaging with and calling up on the phone, I can't believe I actually called them on the phone, that website ended up being a lead generation website for bat people. So it's the same exact thing for you guys where you're looking for leads for sellers, buyers, tenants, what have you. They were looking for leads from me. And so I called them up, it routed to someone about an hour north of me. And basically this website was not pretty looking, but it had answers for everything. It had pictures for everything. It was so robust. I clicked around there. I had all my questions answered. I'm like, these people know what they're doing. So I was predisposed to work with them before I ever even called them. That's what the right website does. And robust content helps with that. Our top 100 sites overwhelmingly had robust content, partly because we built it in that way, but many of them went over and above and built more in there. And this is a screenshot we took. I don't remember specifically the time frame that this is on. Maybe it's this year or something like that. Alex on my team can tell you because he took it. But if we look at this, the home page is the most plentiful page that your website is going to convert a lead on. Your home page should be geared to be a lead generation machine. Next for motivated sellers is your get a cash offer page. That's your upper left navigation link. That's the reason we've created the navigation bar in the way that we have. It's scientific, guys and gals. None of that's guesses. We didn't just put those things there on accident. We've iterated those over the years, okay? And then next it's Sell Your House, Our Company. There's leads coming in on people's Our Company page. So if you think an Our Company page or an FAQ page is a throwaway page, it is not. Over 1,300 opt-in leads, doesn't include phone call leads, came in on Our Company pages during this time frame. If you didn't have an opt-in button on that Our Company page or opt-in form, you would have missed out on those leads because that person may have bounced from your website, okay? And another thing to take in mind too is you're building out your website, or if you're with Carrot, you don't have to worry about this already. 52% of our leads during this period came from mobile. Now, that's kind of tainted a little bit, okay? Because mobile's getting better and better and bigger as we go. Now with seller leads, sellers tend to use their cell phones a little bit less than rent to own, and a little bit less than buyers, of course. But still, mobile's getting bigger and bigger. So make sure your website is dialed in for mobile, not just mobile responsive. I've seen so many mobile responsive websites that absolutely are terrible converters on mobile. Tom Caffarello's was an example in Boston. #1 home buyer in Boston, driving a ton of leads through Facebook. He's bringing over 100 seller leads a week through Facebook, and he's gonna be sharing with you guys on how to do that. For those of you who want to engage in this towards the end of the call, he's just sharing exactly how he's doing that. But basically, you want to make sure that you're dialing in the mobile side of things, okay? Because he doubled his leads once he came over and dialed in his mobile. In the most competitive market, so this is something Tom Michael Borger was mentioning this on a Facebook post yesterday. He said, man, what I would love to see is what are some of the things that you're seeing working as far as messaging? And the messaging side of things, we have done a good number of tests. The problem is messaging is a little bit harder to test. And we have done some tests. We have found some things that works. And here's some things that we know have worked, but we still need to expand the tests to really be able to publish them and put them out on our templates, okay? So right here, sell your house and be done with it. So rather than the traditional we buy houses in, Biloxi text at the top of it, or sell your house fast or whatever, that's all good copy. That's what your people are looking for in Google, so it helps with SEO. But if you want to adjust the copy to better sell in your competitive market, then you want to make sure that your copy towards the top of the site cracks through that clutter that says a different message than everyone else, okay? So here's a different thing you could put towards the top. Sell your house and be done with it. Okay, that addresses that seller right there. It's like, hey, man, I really do want to be done with this. I don't want to have to list this thing. I don't want to have to list this thing. Sell your house on your terms. Okay, that's another thing towards the top. Sell your Houston house on your terms. This one right here is one of the largest home buyers in Houston. They spend about $30K a month in Google pay-per-click driving to their Carrot site. And they tested all kinds of other platforms. They have a custom website that they have. They tested one of our main competitors, and they ran a lot of traffic at them. And I haven't really talked to Jason, who owns the company, about this, but somehow he doesn't work for the other competitor now. He doesn't send the pay-per-click traffic to his custom-built WordPress site. He sends all of his pay-per-click traffic to his Carrot site. So my conclusion from that is it must be performing better. But Jason, if you're listening to this, correct me if I'm wrong. Here's some other verbiage that we've seen work great in some of these competitive markets. Avoid the hassle and months of uncertainty. What that's doing is addressing that conversation in that seller's mind about, man, I don't want to have to list this home. Okay, we're ready to buy your home. Avoid commissions and the wait. That same thing. We want to buy it. Right now it's a seller's market. They know they can sell their house fast with an agent, but maybe they don't want to wait the 30 or 45 or 60 days to do that. You can do that. Address that in your copy. And here's another thing too that we've seen work in isolated incidents is updating your site around big events or changes to, helps to join that conversation in their mind. One that Micah Self, one of our clients in Houston, did is he updated his site quite a bit in Houston after the floods. He updated the graphics on there. He added a picture there, or he added a link up in the nav bar that said flooded house, and he talked about having a flooded house and how you could potentially buy the house. So make sure when you see those events in your local market, how can you be the first one to put out content, get that story, get that information on your website? It's going to address that conversation that's going on in their mind. And really, every tiny piece exists for a reason. Like I said, this isn't stuff that we just throw on there. You guys should go look and go, yeah, I'm just going to copy it just to copy it. We got to understand why that stuff works. That's how we get those lead levers working for us. So if you're already a Carrot client, sweet. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's baked in. If you're not a Carrot client, just model these things. Model those things I'm talking about and have your web person or have yourself go on there and update these things in your website. They're going to boost your performance. Just these bumps can get you from using this equation, 5% conversion to maybe 10%. 50,000 to 100,000, just those bumps, having your web person do that or joining Carrot or whatever it is that's the best fit for you could add that kind of revenue to your bottom line. And on the Carrot side, I mean, our normal plans are $100 a month or so, $150 a month for our advanced marketer plan right now. I mean, you're talking, that's $1,000, $1,500 a year in exchange for 50 grand in this scenario. So just make sure you pick the route that's best for you, that's going to help you rid yourself of phantom expenses, those things that are going in there and removing profits from your pocket. If you're able to get 2 extra leads per month from just small tweaks like that and 24 extra leads per deal or extra leads per year, if you're closing 1 in 15 into that's kind of a normal close ratio with online leads. That's an extra 10K, from tiny tweaks at the low end, and it's probably going to be a lot higher for those of you who are in bigger markets. Tom in his market, his average profit per deal is about $70,000. Kevin Roberts in the Bay Area, he said brings in over $500,000 a year from his Carrot website, mainly through Google pay-per-click. Okay, so the question really is will this work for your business? Well, this does work. These types of tweaks, all those changes I mentioned, bake them into your house buying websites, bake them into your house selling websites, bake them into your note websites, your land websites, your credibility building websites, your hard money lending websites, your lease option, your tenant websites. This psychology, this human psychology works for all of this stuff, okay? This psychology works for all of this stuff because it's human psychology. And we're always testing this. We're always baking it into our site. So I'm going to buzz through these really quick. Then we're going to move on to secret number 3, which is the traffic side here in a second. But on the motivated seller side, if you guys maybe have seen, especially if you're a Carrot customer, you've probably seen some of this. If you are a Carrot customer, just sit through this part of it because I have some new stuff for you here next. But basically right here, seller side of things, you can see how simple this is. We call this the hero section. Your eyes drawn right there. You go opt in. Nice clean copy on the button. Everything in here is intentional. It's going to help you convert your visitors into leads better, then help you convert them into more qualified leads in the back end. And then over here, same thing on cash buyers. You can see there's a similarity pattern here. We always want to bring their eye here. You want to ask them the right questions, the right call to action, the button, amazing on mobile, and then have great spots for content, listing properties, things like that. Okay, one of our rent-to-own websites right here. The rent-to-own websites, you barely even have to customize, and they're converting insanely well, like really, really well. Credibility website, land, like I said, is one of the ones that's really, really getting popular right now because as house buying gets more competitive in markets, we're seeing a lot of people go, you know what? Bare land is a lot less competitive. I'm going to spin up a Carrot site for bare land. I'm going to start a low-dollar pay-per-click campaign using what we teach and how to do pay-per-click. And I'm starting driving seller leads. I'm going to go do this direct mail piece. And they're starting to close a bunch of low-dollar land deals to supplement their other stuff because their house buying business is getting harder. Notes, real estate agents. We're launching Agent Carrot here at the start of the year. We're way behind. We're in Agent Carrot beta right now. But if you're an agent, we can work with you. We have Agent Carrot in beta right now. And we have several people using us for hard money. This is a good friend of mine, Doug Faith, I have money with him that I churn every quarter with him, lending him money, and he's using Carrot to pull in borrowers. So pretty cool stuff. So what I'm going to ask you to do is go in there, choose the one lead type. This is where focus comes in, y'all. This is where focus comes in. Choose the one lead type you want to start with, and then log into Carrot. Log into Carrot. Don't launch any other sites until you've got your first 30 leads on the first site. Okay, one mistake I see so many people doing is they're trying to do all these different things. They launch 3 different sites in their Carrot account at once, and then they don't really focus on building the traffic or doing those credibility tweaks that I just talked about to really ramp it up. Okay, so pick one site, go in your Carrot account right now. If you don't have a Carrot account, go get one. If you don't want to be doing all the web stuff yourself or hiring someone, or you don't want to be losing your leads for underperformance. Or I'm going to show you a way that you can actually get Carrot at our highest pricing plan for free for 6 months here in a bit. It's going to be kind of cool. Something new I cooked up literally last night. I'm like, you know what? I'm doing this call. Let me cook up a little something that's fun. It's around Christmas time. We'll throw something together that's amazing. We'll have fun with it. I stressed the team out in doing it. Anyway, we're going to show you guys how you guys can get Carrot Advanced Marketer Plan free for 6 months. If you're already a Carrot member and already on that, we're going to show you how you can get it free for 6 months as well. We'll extend out your billing. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to dive in really, really fast into Carrot. So just show you a couple quick things. If you're not a Carrot customer, give you a quick spin in here. But one thing I want to do is, even for Carrot customers, we have a brand new feature I want to show you guys. Okay, I've been talking about this for a while. We finally got it out. There's going to be a slew of new features rolling out. William says, what is pay-per-click? William, it's pay-per-click, and I'm going to talk about it here in a bit. It's a way to get traffic to your website from Google. So I'll talk about it in secret number 3. But right here, I'm in one of our clients, Dan. He's in Boise, and Dan is buying a lot of houses in Boise, and almost all of his deals come from Carrot. Most of his leads come from phone. Okay, you can see he got 6 this week. There were online opt-in leads, but he said most of his leads come from phone for whatever reason. That's the way his market is. Okay, but first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go show you guys really quick how to launch a new website. And for everybody that is a Carrot customer, I'm going to show you something really, really sweet. This new feature that automates part of your content marketing. You're going to love it. I love it because I'm going to be using it all the time. And you guys are going to be the first ones to be able to use it here in the coming days. And those of you who are not a Carrot customer, take what I'm going to teach you process-wise and just go implement it process-wise. You don't have to use our tool. Our tool just makes it easier. You can still take what we're doing and go, okay, I get it. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that on my own. It's going to work really well. Okay, so what you're going to do is go ahead and click Add a Site. I'm going to go through and select one of the types of sites I want. Let's say it's a land buying or selling site. Okay, I'm going to select it. You can then go demo it. You can take a look at it if you want to. I'm just going to click Create My Site. And it takes a little bit there, depending on the internets, and sometimes takes 5-6 seconds, sometimes about 10. But what's happening right now is behind the scenes, our system is building all of that conversion methodology into your website. It's building, the 1,400 tests worth of information in there. It's building the buttons. It's building the copy. It's building the pages. It's building the page navigation. It's building the SEO foundation to get you really started and optimized. When I was talking with some of the guys today, Matt out of Nashville and Zach, they were saying, you know what, man, it's like, we really take for granted a lot of the SEO stuff that's baked into Carrot. He goes, because they're ranking really well in Nashville, and most of their best deals are coming from SEO right now. We're going to talk about what that is and how we can make it easier for you. But he said, man, we really take it for granted. He goes, you would have to pay someone several $1,000s to really go in and dial in the on-page SEO the way that Carrot has. Okay, and so we do that. So anyway, now you're going to go in here and change your theme. And that's the first thing I suggest people do is go pick your design. If you don't want that design, pick this one and pick the one that you're going to start with, okay? So let's say we like that one. Let's just go ahead and save it. And then we would go over here and let's go to branding. Let's go ahead and pick this and add a little icon, or I want this one, or you can upload your own logo, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back now. You can change your colors. You can change all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing this because this is stuff that is easy, quick, simple. You can see how quick it's drag and drop. Let's say I kind of like that green. My link colors, let's say the button color, I want to make sure it contrasts still. But let's say I don't really like that green. Let's say I kind of like this blue, okay? And then you can go in and customize some other stuff. I'm going to save and publish. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to go back to your site, and now you're going to start to dial in some of the stuff we talked about before, which is your credibility, some of your content. Hop in there on some of your pages and edit your homepage maybe, or get some pictures updated. stuff like that. Okay, so you're gonna be able to come in there and update those pictures, and you see the content that's already on there built for you. And when you go look at the website from the front, we've done all that SEO stuff at the start, and we've already baked in your city, your state abbreviation. We've baked in your company and your phone number and all that stuff. Technically, from the second your site's set up, you can send traffic to this and it will convert. You will just make the website convert better as you go through and add your credibility to the website. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to the Carrot account, and then you're gonna start getting some leads and traffic coming in, and you're gonna be able to track that leads and traffic. Okay, so right over here, you can check out your stats. You can see, man, so here's the average stay time. These are sellers in his market. It's only 24% mobile, like I was mentioning. You can see where the leads are coming from. You know, they're organic, and it's paid traffic, and this one's referral, and that's social, and there's some other things. You can see the pages are we give you so much data at your fingertips so you can just nail it. And then you can actually check out your leads, and you can find out where they came from. That one came from Google search. And I can go in here and look and see where the property is. I can see the street view of the actual property. And I can see the information from Zillow, and you can then collaborate with your team on this lead. And we're always updating our lead manager in here, and you can start to move it over to one or whatever, wherever it is. You can manage that stuff. Let's say you're wanting to really focus on search engine optimization. Okay, search engine optimization. Well, we built in a tool several months back where we can start to track your keywords, and then we're going to be giving you recommendations. We give you recommendations now on how to rank better. Sweet. You know, you should be seeing some visitors to your site. Now here's how to get your ranking better, or set up a strategy session. Okay. If you're doing paid traffic, go in here and create campaign tracking links. This is what you're going to use for your Facebook ads, your Google ads, so you know exactly which ad is performing. This goes back to what I was talking about before with, this is what the data shows us, what the big guys are doing. Is they know their numbers, they know their data, so they can go out there and crush it. Now I'm going to show this new feature for you guys right now. It's called the video post, and I'm going to be teaching the concept of this a little bit better in the third section here. Okay, but basically what we're doing here is we want you to now go and focus on creating long, like a niche type of content. Okay, so let's say you've got a video that is your video here. Okay, I'm just going to grab any random video here. I'm just going to grab this one right here. Okay, so let's say that's your video. All right, and then you're going to log into your Carrot account and go make a new post. Choose video post. Okay, video post. You're just going to put the URL in right there. It's going to import your video in. It's going to import your title in. Okay, it's going to give you a suggestion from the title, and you can edit this title if you want to. We teach you how to edit the title so it's optimized for search. Then you're going to go ahead and click Save Draft on this, and then all you have to do to turn it into a blog post, y'all, is you just click this this button. You got to then go in there and oh, looks like I'm messing it up because I'm actually logged into that guy's account as me, it looks like. So I kind of messed it up. That's my fault. But what we did here is then we piped in the description of his video as some content here directly from YouTube. We sucked it all in from YouTube. And then if I was actually logged into his account, not my own, there'd be a button here that says "Sweet, create a transcription." $1.25 per minute. If you got a 4-minute video in there that talks about buying an inherited house, cool, that's going to cost you what, $5? It's going to save you about 45 minutes versus sitting down and writing content. It's going to save you 15 minutes versus submitting that transcription to rev.com yourself. And what you're going to get is something like this. We've been testing this a lot, and let's say, you know, here's in this small town in Oregon where we live, so buying farmland in Roseburg, Oregon. There's a lot of farmland here. We did that method right here with this agent. We've done it with a lot of other people too, where all they did, and they're ranking #1 in Google for buying farmland in Roseburg. It took 2 weeks for that particular search phrase. All they did was a 3-minute and 23-second video. That's all they did. They went out there and did that. We did that strategy right there before we had it all automated. We were doing it manually, and it took us about 15 to 20 minutes to do all that. We did that. This is just a transcription below that, guys and gals. That's all. That's a transcription. Then you bold a couple things on there to make it really read well. Our transcriptions are insanely high quality. And then after that transcription is done, you can go in there and edit it up for a couple minutes if you want and publish it. And that took your content creation time from like 30 minutes to an hour down to about 8 minutes. And that's something that we're really going to be focusing heavily on. So I'm going to bounce back to the presentation. There's so many other things I could show you guys in here on the Carrot account. But yeah, go in there and set up your first site if you haven't already. So who on here is not a Carrot? I guess who on here is a Carrot customer? And who on here? Oh yeah, Rob says, does Investor Carrot work with call rails, dynamic numbers? Yep, it does. Our team would have to help you set those things up. But yep, we for sure can. Awesome, man. So who on here is a Carrot customer or is not a Carrot customer and kind of thinks that Carrot's awesome? Like you saw the demo of it, now barely scratched the surface on what Carrot can do and the results that Carrot pulls for our clients. But you can go out there and Google sell my house fast, we buy houses, any of those phrases for house sellers, a lot of them for buyers. And you're going to find Carrot overwhelmingly controlling page 1 in Google. You're going to find Carrot clients overwhelmingly getting higher conversions. You're going to find Carrot clients overwhelmingly just raving about their experience with us. So awesome. A bunch of people said not a client. Yes, love Carrot, sweet. So that was secret number 2 is after all these tests, those are some website design elements you need to go change. William says, me. Awesome, dude. I love it. And we got little agent Carrot sitting there hanging out with us. So secret number 3 here is I call it the traffic stack, okay? And I call it the traffic stack because whenever I talk with a lot of clients, the number one thing that they always ask is they always say, okay, sweet, how do I get more traffic? How do I get more leads, right? Tim was out here at Carrot Camp, and that was his main question because he's up in Delaware, and he's doing well. We did a Carrot Cast, actually a podcast that published, I think it was this week with him, and he talked about how he's a full-time investor. He's a young guy. He came aboard with us when he went to GoDaddy, had GoDaddy build a website with him. He drove about $4,000 in Google pay-per-click traffic to that website, didn't convert really much from it. He was kind of discouraged, came over to Carrot, and then started spending some money there on pay-per-click. We helped him hone it in with our coaching, which we're going to show you guys how to get that for free too. And then he started getting consistent deals. And now he's full-time. He did about $120,000, $125,000 in profits this year as a mid-20-year-old dude. And he was out here at Carrot Camp. And he's like, man, how do I scale it up? How do I get more leads? How do I get more traffic? Okay. So you do it by stacking. You do it by stacking on markets. So if you're in one market, you go, okay, I want to replicate this in a market neighboring my market. So you basically take that, make a location-specific landing page. And I can show you guys how to do that really quick. So if you're a Carrot member, you just go to locations, okay? Just go to locations. And then you just go ahead and create a new location page. And you can go through there and do that. That's one way to do it. Or you can just go to pages and make a new one. Okay, so you can do that really easily. And then you guys can create location specific landing pages, kind of like I think they've got them on this site here. Okay, so you're going to be able to see them on this site. So those are all location-specific landing pages. And my guess, I could be wrong, I could fall flat on my face here, but my guess is he's ranking really well for them. So sell my house fast Meridian, Idaho. Let's do ID, okay? So let's see. I'm not sure if he's ranking well for these, but we'll see. Yep, that's his website right there and right there. So he's ranking, at least in the page 1, he's got two of them there on page 1, just because he created location-specific landing pages. So go there and do that for the neighboring markets. That's called location stacking. Now the next thing is, how do we actually traffic stack with different methodologies? So when we're pulling this data out on that March to 1 million leads, once again, here's where the leads were coming from. So now don't let this first thing be a misnomer for you, okay? This first thing right here is really Google Analytics' way of hiding and obfuscating a lot of the data, okay? They don't want you to see a lot of stuff. So this right here, there's been a lot of research and studies that have said that up to 60% of what ends up in the direct or none category is actually organic traffic, where someone went to Google, they searched you, they found you in the Google organic, okay? So well over half of this 42% is actually probably Google organic, okay, according to studies and stuff like that. Google is just lumping it all in this one bucket. Another big hunk of that is people that are doing direct mail, and the person actually puts in that URL directly into the browser bar, okay? But overwhelmingly, that makes Google organic our #1 lead source for our clients. Now, if you bring in 60% of that, that's probably about 50 to 60% of all the traffic is coming from organic searches. Now, this is new. This is new. If you would have looked at our data 8 months ago, Google pay-per-click would have been #2. Okay, now Facebook is taking this over. There's a reason for it. Facebook over this past year and a half, and Kylie Newbold, one of the guys that is amazing at Facebook, he's crushing it with our clients. We're actually creating this massive Facebook training course that we're going to be launching in January with Kylie, and it's going to be massive. It's going to be so amazing, where we're going to be breaking apart what we're doing in there. But basically, Facebook has added on so many different capabilities for us investors and agents to be able to tap into and find and target our prospect better. 2 years ago, they didn't have as many things, so it was harder to find a seller in there. You could find buyers, it was harder to find a seller in Facebook at a lead cost that most people wanted to stomach. But now it is, and that stuff's repeatable and consistent in most markets now. Google pay-per-click, and then Bing, and then Facebook again, and then Yahoo, and then it goes on down and down. Okay, so what it looks like is Google organic, Facebook, and then you got your Bing and your Google pay-per-click. Okay, so the first thing we suggest you guys do is this: search-based traffic. I don't care who tells you guys that search-based traffic is not the way to go. Our data shows otherwise. You know, that's where the majority of the leads are coming from, and our clients always say that those leads tend to convert at a higher rate. Okay, so if you're going to drive 100 people from your Facebook ad to your website versus 100 people land on it from organic search, you're going to get probably a 20 to 40% higher response rate, higher conversion rate in your organic listing. Okay, so that's why so many of our clients really put in the focus and energy in using our SEO tools and using that advantage we have with Carrot on the SEO side of things to really focus on it, because you get better bang for your buck, get better leverage, you also get better momentum. Okay, so here on the left, that's what it would look like if you're ranking organically. Here on the right, that's what it looks like if you're doing your ads in Google. That's what's called Google pay-per-click, Google PPC. You can pay to be at the top of your search rankings right here. That's Google pay-per-click ads. This right here is Google organic, okay? So that's the first thing we always suggest, because you're gonna get a higher quality lead. People report that they close their leads into deals more often, and oftentimes get a higher profit. So you get higher all around, but it does take time to get ranked in Google. So you've gotta have a good system, good training to do that. So what we suggest you do is you make sure that you get that Google pay-per-click going right away, the paid ads, okay? And this is something we hear from people all the time. My SEO lead seems to be more profitable than my direct mail or Facebook leads. We hear that almost every day. So here's how the traffic stacking works for pay-per-click and SEO, okay? Then I'm gonna walk through how to niche down your SEO, okay? So they work best when stacked. So first of all, what we want you to do is we want you to launch a Google paid ad campaign, a Google pay-per-click campaign. Get up in these spots right here within the first month of doing your stuff. So the first thing you got to do is you got to go through our secret number one, get your marketing budget down. We do have a marketing ROI calculator, okay? Go to ROI on carrot.com/ROI, and we have a little calculator. You can put in some assumptions and it'll give you some cool stuff. But basically, you want to make sure to hone in, okay, what is it, how much is it that I should expect to pay in my market for a deal? And then you go out there and get those leads for that market under that cost. Okay, launch that in the first month. And that's what our most successful clients do. That's what our data shows. The ones who have the most success have launched Google pay-per-click ads within the first 45 days. Okay, next is within that first month too, you're honing in just the visuals, the credibility on your website, or you're hiring us to do it or hiring a vendor to do it. And then you're starting to go, okay, do I want to do SEO? Because SEO is a long-term builder. You can see Google pay-per-click ads or any pay-per-click ramps up fast, and then it stays pretty consistent if you're good at it. Sometimes you might get a little bump up or down. SEO ramps up and scales, The cool thing with SEO is it gets cheaper over time too. Okay, so your ROI with search engine optimization, with getting in front of people when they go to Google and type a phrase like "sell my house fast Meridian" or "sell my house fast Boise," and they search that, and they land on your number one ranked site, which this is a Carrot site right here. That right there is organic. That's SEO. That's so valuable to be in that position. That spot right there for Dan is probably worth $150,000 to $200,000 a year for him. That spot right there. Okay. So once you follow the training and go through to have the right tool to get you there, what is it going to be worth for you? Is it worth it to wait? Yeah, it definitely is. And this is something that Dan Toback said. You know, Dan's one of our clients out of Port St. Lucie. He basically said the Carrot team is the best, great response, the best out of any of the vendors we've ever worked with. 20K so far in deals net from PPC in 35 days. So they knew their marketing budget. They went through the first secret. You know, they know their numbers. They know that profit lever. They ramped up their pay-per-click ads, got deals under their max cost per deal, and they got their first couple deals under 35 days. Okay, then they're ramping it up from there. And here's another one, Brian Rockwell. I actually talked to Brian Rockwell the other day. I'm texting with him right now, actually, and I need to answer you back, dude. And Brian texted me this. It says today, but that was 2 days ago. He said, here's the gross numbers. He started in December or January. He said, I started using Carrot in mid to late February 2017 and started closing deals in March. He did that with pay-per-click. Okay, SEO, he was working on and stacking that on as he's going. Now he started to rank in the top 5 for SEO, but he's in Dallas. That's competitive. So his gross for this year is over $600,000. Now, is that something everyone can expect? No way. No way. Is that something we see happen every day? It is. It for sure is. But Brian implemented the heck out of it. He was showing up on our coaching calls. He was implementing the heck out of it. He went through our 3 lead per day training. I remember talking with him. He was saying, man, I treated that thing like it was a college course. You know, I carved out an hour or 2 a day on it. I went through it, implemented it. And then he said, I didn't want to do that for pay-per-click. So I went ahead and hired someone in your marketplace to do that for me. And they did a great job. And they're the ones that got him those deals. And now he's not paying them now because they kind of set things up for him. They trained him up. Now he's running his own pay-per-click in just a few hours a week, and it saves him a bunch of money. So that kind of story is awesome. That's what happens when you stack your traffic and use a high converting system and have a team to really help follow you up there. And like I said, here's how to really bump up your SEO is once you do your SEO for the most competitive search phrases, the top 100 lead getters in our system, the ones who were doing SEO, were overwhelmingly going after the most competitive phrases in their markets. It's the We Buy Houses Dallas. It's your Sell My House Fast phrases for those markets. Then they overwhelmingly created location-specific landing pages. That's step number 2, location-specific landing pages. Okay, then the next thing that they did was most of them launched some sort of a paid traffic campaign based on the budget according to the math that I walked you through in step 1 back there. Okay, and then what some of them have done, not many, some of them, this is the next wave. You guys are gonna get ahead of this, because we haven't made it easy enough for you until we're launching this feature we just talked about, is now you want to start going deep. You want to come up with things like, what are other things that people are going to Google to type? Like if you're in Dallas and you're a person who sells, you're a person who, you know, sells oil fields. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up here. Oil fields for sale in Dallas. Look at this, guys, that's jobs. Oil field for sale in North Dakota. If you happen to be selling oil fields, people are looking for that because Google just told me. It came up in the suggested search. Land for sale in Texas with mineral rights. That right there is a video topic. Take that title right there, go record a video, a 3 to 5 minute, 8 minute max video of that. Hey, this is Trevor. I'm out here in North Dakota, and you might be looking for land for sale with mineral rights. Well, here's some things you should be looking for if you're looking for land with mineral rights. And then you just kind of talk for 7 or 8 minutes. Use these words in that video, upload it to YouTube, title it this exact thing. Write this stuff down, guys. This is the system. This is it. If you want to start doing this, this is a way to stack your traffic this year. Do 1 video a week or 2 videos a week. That's going to get you set. It's going to build momentum over the next year. Your competition is going to be looking at it going, man, how did they do that? They're everywhere. They're everywhere we search, they're there. Okay, that's what's happening with some of our clients right now. You do this with 1 to 2 videos a week, 5 to 8 minute videos. You go to Google and you search for some of these things. You take that exact title, you upload that video from your cell phone, name it that title, just capitalize those things, and then maybe put dash your company name or something else at the end of it. Type a little description that's a couple sentences about that. Then you go over to Carrot and you add a new video post. Okay, and then you add a new video post, you take that URL, you put it right there, you edit the title, make sure the title looks good and stuff like that. You go down, order a transcription, our system spits it out, gets it back really quickly for you. We notify you with an email that says it's done, and then you can go in there and edit it in 5 minutes and just make it look really good. So you basically create a great content in under 10 to 15 minutes. That's 10 to 15 minutes a week. That's going to build momentum over time, and that's one way that you can bump it up big time this year, okay, for sure. And then what you do is after you stack those, you have your SEO, and this is what our most successful people are doing, okay? You have your SEO nailing it, you stack on some paid traffic there, and we're gonna teach you guys how to do paid traffic correctly, because you can definitely do it wrong. You understand your marketing budget. You start to stack on niched keyword phrases. 10 to 15 minutes a week is all when you use that tool I showed you, okay? And then if you really wanna ramp it up, you add in some Facebook traffic. And we suggest just doing something called retargeting for now. You don't have to understand what that is today. We have blog posts and trainings to teach you how to do it, or I'll show you how to get our current Facebook training course for free here in a bit. It's a $200 course. We show you exactly how to do retargeting. We give you ad stuff. We're gonna show you guys how to get that for free for a bit here in a bit. But you're gonna have an ad, and then you're gonna send them back to your website. And that's gonna fetch back some of that traffic that didn't opt in before, and become leads for you. So it all kind of looks like this. This is what the top 100, top 200 lead getters are doing overwhelmingly when we looked at the data and looked at their sites. They're doing SEO as a foundation for long-term momentum, but they're not stopping there. They're not stopping and saying, I'm okay with just doing SEO and I'm going to sit here for 8, 9 months and wait for it to happen. That's when you get discouraged. That's when you get to month 3, month 4, month 5, month 6 and go, man, this SEO thing, it does take work, but man, I gotta get some deals now. Okay, if that's the mindset you're in, it's gonna be really hard. So you gotta stack that traffic. Okay, stack it with some niche backwards content for fast rankings. That's your the stuff I just talked about there. That's your land for sale in Texas with mineral rights. That's your quick video, your 5 to 8 minute video. You upload it to YouTube, use it in our system, or you can just go to this tool. This is what we use actually. Just use rev.com, okay, rev.com. We use their system and we spit it over there and bring it back. We just happen to save you about 15 minutes so you don't have to do any of the manual work. You don't have to log into your Rev account. You don't have to upload the file. You don't have to receive their email, go in there, get the transcription, copy it, go into your Carrot account, paste it in there, edit it all up so it looks pretty, and then publish it. You just wasted 15 minutes. It takes you 14 seconds in Carrot to click a button, and then we spit it back to you. We email you and say it's available to check out. Okay, so that right there, if you do 1 per week times a year, that alone, if you value your time at anything, let's say it's $100 an hour that you value your time, so 15 minutes per week that we save you times 52, that's 780 minutes. Okay, so how many hours is that? That's 13 hours. If you value your time at $100 an hour, that's $1,300 that we saved you just in getting transcriptions done. I mean, that's crazy. So then the next thing you want to do is stack it with pay-per-click with Google and me, and then out on Facebook retargeting. So this is high level stuff here. I'm not digging into details here because we have stuff that we're going to be able to give you, whether it's our blog posts or free guides. You guys can check out all that stuff over at our website, oncarrot.com/blog. We have a bunch of free resources over there. And for those of you who really just want to be taken by the hand and guided through this, if you are a Carrot customer, we're going to have it make you a really good offer here in a bit if that's cool. If you're not a Carrot customer, same thing, where you can get our best pay-per-click marketing training for free, our Facebook ads, our current Facebook ads training for free, our SEO training, which is the best in the industry, for free, all those kinds of things. Okay, so the one thing I want to make sure that you are doing though is this: you're driving all this traffic, you've got your budget down, you've dialed in some of the credibility on your website. Okay, and all that together should only take maybe an hour or two, and we can guide you through on that. Okay, an hour or two on the credibility and getting your budget. And then as far as driving the traffic, if you're doing it yourself, it's probably 4, 5, 6 hours a week if you're doing it yourself. Just pull away some time in the evenings or mornings and just buckle down and do it. If you have a budget and you can hire someone, it's about a 30-minute to 60-minute commitment up front to find the right person. We can guide you towards ones that we vetted and verified, and then you just sit back and get your reports monthly. Okay, so that can be zero work for you if you've got the budget and you'd rather do that. But what you should be doing is tracking things. And this is something I was talking with Tom Caffarella when I did a podcast with him a couple months ago. And he's like, man, the one thing I wish Carrot had was it would tell me where the leads came from. I'm like, dude, it has it in there. I said, do you log into your Carrot account? And you can go in there and we'll show you where every single lead came from. Did it come from a Google search, or did it come from a Bing ad, or did it come from a Facebook ad? Okay, so make sure you're tracking that stuff, because you can never know what's working if you're not tracking. You can never make something better if you're not tracking it. Okay, so if you're not using Carrot, that's completely fine. Google Analytics actually has great tracking in there. So dig in there and find ways to hook up your Google Analytics and set up their custom reports in there to tell you where those leads are coming from. You can do it all in there. It's going to take a little bit of time on setting up a bunch of custom reports, or you can hire a consultant that can do it. But make sure you're tracking your stuff, okay? I can't say it enough. I can't say it enough. Also, when you're closing those leads, I would highly suggest you guys look at the leads and go, okay, that's a SEO lead, that's a pay-per-click lead. Gauge the profitability and gauge your close ratio on those. Because if you have a higher close ratio with SEO versus pay-per-click versus direct mail, you should probably be focusing more call time, more face-to-face time on those SEO leads than the other ones, okay? And then if you do all that stuff, we might call you a lead farmer. We might call you a Carrot, one of the Carrot community. And Max Maxwell is a great Carrot client. He's doing really, really well. You know, he's on the march to $100,000 a month in his business, mostly offline, but Carrot's really been a huge asset for him. but Max was driving around this about a month ago, and I saw this on Instagram. He was actually walking up to houses doing deals in his Carrot shirt, which was awesome. He said, man, this is the most comfortable shirt that I have. And then also we've got little Farmer Carrot and Super Carrot over there. So we want you guys to be in the Carrot community. Whether you're a person who just enjoys our content, enjoys our culture, that's awesome too. Whether you're a client, that's amazing as well. We want you to be a part of this on what we do. We want you to be a part of the person that looks at performance first, that looks at performance above prettiness, that looks at performance above just saving a couple bucks, because saving a couple bucks could in the end actually cost you tens of thousands if your performance isn't there. Okay, so that's secret number 3, stacking your traffic. First of all, you go through those things. We can give you guys these slides. And I've got a sore throat. I was up until 4:30 this morning, y'all, getting this ready. And I don't usually do that. And so I got a little bit of a sore throat. And I know people tell me this all the time, that I talk pretty fast. And I think a lot of it's because I'm just excited to share a lot of information with people. So hopefully I shared a lot of good stuff. There's someone in there says newbie. Newbie, that's fine though. There's always, everyone's got to start somewhere, right? So what I want you guys to do is this. You know, we threw a lot at you, and I want to make sure that we can help guide you to that next step, right? So we have so much more content. We have so much more content that we deliver free. We have our podcast where we break apart people's businesses for free in there every week. We have our blog where we break apart strategies in there every single week. We do all kinds of great free content. So you can engage with us in any way that you want. But a lot of people on this call, some people have already sent things through saying, man, I want to do this stuff, but I don't have the time to do any of that stuff. And so I want to walk you through and give you the opportunity to at least go, well, shoot, is Carrot the right company to help me do this stuff? You know, there's all this data. They're on the march to a million online opt-in leads. They're doing this. There's all this information around the web about Carrot. You can research us. You can see about us. You can talk to people, you know, that are in Bigger Pockets or in Facebook or right here on this webinar, and you can learn about us. But would you like our company to help implement these things in your business? Let me know through the chat box, guys and gals. Would you like our help implementing these things in your business? If that's you, say yes in there really quick. And then we'll dig into this. Picture is from the crew that came out to Carrot Camp. They came out to Carrot Camp in October this year, about a month and a half ago. They flew out here. It was not a cheap ticket. They had to pay to fly out here. They had a $3,000 ticket. They spent 2 days with us, 2.5 days with us, and we dove in on a lot of this stuff. You know, we dove in and broke things apart, strategies, this, that, and the other. And they're amazing, amazing investors. And we want to do more of that stuff. Like, we want to work with clients hands-on more and more. And so we rolled out this, we're rolling out like today, literally we're rolling out this thing to you guys called the Market Leaders Reveal Program. And there's a bunch of people, yes, I would, sweet. The biggest thing that I got people asking me on Facebook as I was putting out a survey the other day, I said, what do you guys want me to talk about in this webinar? And I addressed a lot of it on the call, but one thing that popped up more and more was people were saying, like, what are the big guys doing? Like, what are those guys who are doing really, really well in these markets? What are they doing, like, behind the scenes? If I was to look over their shoulder, can I see how they're running their Facebook ads? Can I see exactly what their site is set up to do? Can I see, you know, the keywords they're using for their Google AdWords campaigns? And I'm like, well, let's see. So what I've been doing is literally, if you were to look at my phone call log for today and yesterday, I've been calling up a lot of these guys that I've been talking about in here. Okay, Brian Rockwell just answered back here a bit ago. He's the dude who's done $611,000 this year. He says about the Master Series, I'd be honored. He literally just texted that back at 2 o'clock today. So we're releasing this thing called the Market Leaders Revealed Program. And what you're going to get in this when you invest in the Market Leaders Program is this. First of all, you're going to get 6 months of our advanced marketer suite, like our Carrot software, the stuff I showed you before, and I barely showed you any of it. I didn't even show you our content automation system, you know, where you can go in there and automate weekly blog posts with our system, or our team writes blog posts weekly. Our system spins them a little bit for you and helps you. We didn't talk about any of that stuff. But this plan currently is $149 a month. You can check it out on our website. It's going up to about $200 a month for anyone new around the first of the year after we build out a bunch of new features. There's some new SEO features rolling out in their new community that we've been working on, some amazing things rolling out. That plan is going to be $200 a month come the start of the year. Anyone that's in the plan now or that will be in the plan before we change that is locked into that lower pricing. So you got the lower pricing. But we're going to give you that plan for 6 months for free. Okay, 6 months for free. What that's going to get you is you can launch 3 high converting websites. 3 high converting websites. You can pick a buyer site, a seller site, a rent to own site, a land site, whatever you want to do there. Okay, if you're a real estate agent, you're not an investor, cool. You can launch a real estate agent site and said, let us know after you join that you're a real estate agent, because if you're just an agent, we can move you over to agent carrot instead of investor carrot. Okay, if you're just an investor, you'll stay just an investor carrot. If you're both agent and investor, we can talk. And if you want both of those accounts, there is a little bit extra to get both. But let us know if you are just an agent and we can move you over to that plan. Okay. And you're gonna have the best SEO tool and training in the industry. Google any of those motivated house seller frame search phrases in any city in the country, and you're gonna find Carrot overwhelmingly winning. It's not an accident. It's the tool, it's our training, it's our support. You're gonna be able to access your stats, manage your leads, and integrate with tons of lead CRMs if you don't want to use ours. Podio, InvestorFuse, Zoho, lots of different CRMs, much, much more. Okay, you're gonna be able to generate leads for sellers, like I said, buyers, tenants, things like that. So now, do we generate the leads for you? The question there is no, we don't do it for you. We provide the tool to make it way more easy, to save you so much time, to really make your life way, way better. Okay, and so during that, YouTube here is not acting nicely for me right now. It's not working. So you're going to be able to get rid of a lot of things. And as we've been going through developing Investor Carrot over the years, it's really been developed from me. Okay, let me show you this really quick, guys and gals. One of my kids, my kids had gone to this preschool. If you were to Google a phrase like Roseburg preschools, right? They weren't anywhere in the top 5 in Google before I moved them over to Carrot. Now, this is not a real estate investor site. I used our platform because our platform makes things easier for me to get results. Okay. Now, it took me a lot of work, probably about 4 hours of just ripping this thing apart and rewriting all the content and uploading photos, but it gets results. I use the SEO tool, and I don't have to worry about hosting. I don't have to hire an SEO expert because I've got our training and my expertise. I don't have to use split testing software. I don't have to buy landing page software. You don't have to go out there and get content writers, because our sites have content on them. Then we guide you on how to rewrite the content yourself if you want to, or we can connect you with writers in our marketplace to do it for you. You're not going to have to get link tracking software. Get rid of all that stuff. Get rid of transcription services for your videos. Get rid of coders, designers, tech guys, consultants, SEO tracking software to track your rankings. That's included in Carrot in the advanced marketer plan. Get rid of Google Analytics, copywriters, WordPress plugins. There's a lot more that you're going to be getting rid of when you join Carrot. Okay, you're also going to be able to, in that advanced marketer plan, you're going to be getting our full SEO suite. Now, we're building a bunch of new features in the SEO suite as we speak. So this time in 3 months, the SEO suite's going to be way different. You're going to be able to analyze your website, your backlinks, stuff like that. So that's all coming. That's not going to cost you anything extra. You're just going to be getting that. You're going to be able to track your keywords, SEO suggestions, SEO analysis, weekly coaching calls are all included in this stuff. Okay. So you're also going to be getting the content marketing suite. And the content marketing suite includes the feature that I mentioned before, where you can go get your videos, put them in there. We create video blog posts for you with our transcription service and save so much time. But you're also going to be getting access to the Advanced Marketer Content Pro system, where you can just go into our Content Pro system and you can go pick blog posts. You go pick blog posts, and we put new ones out every month. Let's say you're a real estate investor and you want to go in there and do house seller tips in there. You just say one per week, say when you want them to start. You can look at them before if you want, and our system automatically inserts your city, company name, all that kind of stuff, posts them on that schedule, and then gives you the ability to customize them if you want to. You're going to get access to actually 24 of those a month. Okay, 12 of them are the default ones. 24 are specific just to advanced marketers like you're going to be, and this is going to save you tons of time and tons of money. You're going to get that for free for 6 months. Okay, 6 months for free. We've never, ever, ever in the history of this company offered any of our plans free for any longer than a month. And that was way back when we started this company. Now, if you already have Carrot, you're probably going, well, I've already got Carrot. How can I get this thing free for 6 months, right? So we haven't had time to put together a purchase page for you, but since you're already a Carrot customer, what we're going to do is you can get access to this Market Leaders Revealed training as well if you want access to it. And if you do, we're going to bump your next billing date out for 6 months, and we're going to upgrade you automatically to the advanced marketer plan for those 6 months. Okay, so you won't have to have another monthly payment for 6 months. You're going to be bumped up to advanced marketer if you're not there now. Just go to oncarrot.com/upgrade and let our team know. Say, hey, I want to be in right now to get the fast action bonuses so I can have access to this. Oncarrot.com/upgrade. We're going to bump your billing out 6 months. And you're going to be fine. Okay, then you're going to be all hunky-dory. You're going to be thumbs up like that dude right there, all right? We got you covered. Tyler Ford, I was talking with Tyler earlier, and Tyler is going to be in this Market Leaders Revealed. Tyler's a very experienced investor, and he said this about Carrot. I was honestly nervous about switching over. I'm a full-time investor, and my livelihood was based on the #1 SEO ranking I already had, and I couldn't lose. But I made the leap from researching a ton, and I realized you're the best and couldn't be happier. Not only retained that #1 ranking, but gained others. Plus my conversion rate went up and my leads have doubled. The ROI has been amazing. I'm closing another $30,000 profit deal next week. This was Monday this week that I talked with him. He's going to be in the Market Leaders Reveal training. He's also an agent, and he said that he's also brought in a bunch of agent commissions with this process. You're going to be able to see over his shoulder on a 2-hour call, seeing his strategy. Dan Walters, I've been investing full-time for years in the Boise market. All my marketing was offline, but I saw it getting harder and harder. I knew I needed to get online, but was skeptical about how well things could work. Others in my market were using Carrot, so I checked them out and jumped in. So this is one thing I want you to notice. A lot of people say, well, shoot, everyone's using Carrot. It doesn't matter. Carrot's the better tool. What you need to do is you need to go in there and customize it or have us customize it for you to look unique and then use the better tool. Okay. Fast forward, pretty much all of my deals come from Carrot now, and I close 6 to 8 deals a month. Margins are higher. Consistency has been key. Dan in Boise. Martin Bonesiger is one of the largest investors in Phoenix. This was from way back when his SEO was just getting started. But he's ranked #1 in Google in the Phoenix market now, which is one of the most competitive phrases in the country. And he just went through, we didn't do it for him. He just went through and implemented the training that you're going to get for free as a bonus. And that's called the 3 lead per day training. He had a VA actually implement. He just handed that over to the VA and they implemented it. Okay. And let me play this video with Luke Harris. Luke is actually a land buyer, because I don't want you to think that we can only help motivated house sellers. Whoa. Loud. Sorry, guys. Blow your eardrums.
Many ways to skin a cat, but so I guess you're using Investor Carrot, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, cool, and that's worked out pretty well for you.
Yeah. So I was using one of their competitors and not getting very many leads per day, as far as like buyers signing up for my email list. And then I actually was living in Roseburg, where my wife is from, Oregon, and that's where Trevor lives. And I didn't find him online. I ended up just meeting him in person.
Are you the guy that signed up at the office?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I'm talking about that.
Yeah, Trevor's awesome. But where was I going with that thought? Then I switched to Carrot, and I don't know what it was, if it's like if I was getting just as many people coming to my website, but all I know is that after I have switched to Carrot, I'm getting an average of like probably 3 to 5 people signing up for my buyers list per day.
That's awesome, dude. That's really good. So I guess that's, and you're not paying anything for that, right? That's just either finding it organically or going through your ads that you're posting anyway.
Yeah,
that's a great tip. I mean, you know, I guess we don't know if Craigslist is flagging and removing your ads for that or not, but it sounds like it's kind of worth it. I mean, if you can build a buyers list, I mean, that's a valuable asset to have. And it's, I mean, if you sell properties in 20 hours, I mean, hey, it's probably worth the trouble to do whatever you have to send people there.
And it's really consistent too. Like the 700 people has all been from that since like September or October of last year, just me not doing anything. So
man, that's sweet. So is there, I don't know, is there anything you're willing to share about how your landing page is set up? Is it just like one single page? Is there like a video on it, or are you saying something special that's compelling them to sign up?
Yeah, so it really was all Trevor and Carrot. Like I just did the basic stuff. I honestly don't know all of their, magic that they put into it. I just know it works. I didn't really do a whole lot. I think they do have a template specifically for land.
Oh, I messed it up there. You guys got the gist of it though. I always love it when I hear Luke's thing right there, because where he says like they work their magic in there. And that's what it is, guys and gals. I mean, when you do this every day for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, when you focus on performance, focus on conversion optimization, when you're passionate about helping people, when you've built a team and a product around doing this kind of stuff, it kind of does look like magic to the outside. To us, it looks like science, because that's what we see behind the scenes. But this is really designed for all investors. And pardon my voice, it's for wholesalers. We have a ton of wholesalers that use Carrot, and flippers and landlords even. We have a bunch of people using Carrot for getting tenants. I myself use Carrot for tenants, rent to own, land and note investors, real estate agents, a lot more. So what you're going to get is you're going to get 6 months of the advanced marketer plan for free, which normally is $149 a month right now. After the start of the year, it would be a $200 a month for other people if you don't take action on this. Content Pro marketing system within that, the content marketing features. You get access to the new inbound marketing suite as those features roll out here this next 2 quarters. You're also going to get live weekly group coaching calls. So we do these group coaching calls every Tuesday. If you ever have a question or a problem on the strategy side, you want to dig in, you want to have us look at your SEO situation, you want to have us look at your pay-per-click account, you want to have us do anything. That's what Tim, that I mentioned earlier, had us do. He's like, man, my pay-per-click's not working. One of our guys looked in there, adjusted some things for him, and it made it profitable all of a sudden. So that one change could have been the difference for Tim on, man, did it work or did it turn into $120,000 in profits this year for him, right? So the next thing you're going to get is this new thing called the Market Leaders Revealed Masterclass. And right here, this graphic isn't 100% accurate. We put this together and we haven't had a chance to actually reach out to every one of these, but we've got all of them locked down, but 1 or 2. And Tim's probably looking at this going, what? But these guys are in. David Brown is an SEO master. David Brown is a guy who does 4 to 6 deals a month in New York. He has the flexibility to do what he wants, but he's an SEO master. Ryan Berry is a probate and inherited houses master. This guy, talked to him on the phone today about this. He's like, dude, Carrot's crushing it for me. I do 6 figures a year profits with just Carrot, but direct mail is my thing. He's like, man, I can totally show everybody what I do on direct mail that's different than most people. Kylie Newbold. Kylie is the Facebook master. Kylie's the guy that runs Facebook traffic at the highest level that I know for investors. And we're going to be able to walk through and look at how he sets up these accounts, how he's doing this, look at real ads, things like this. Zach and Matt out of Nashville. They're some of the bigger investors in Nashville, and they're SEO systems dudes. Okay, they're guys who said, okay, we can take what Carrot's built, and we're going to show the investor how we built systems to do that, and they're taking over their market on the SEO side of things. Brian Rockwell, he's a newer investor, so I don't want everyone to think that it's got to be just experienced guys. Okay, Brian Rockwell, as you saw, is a new investor just this past 12 months and did $611,000 in revenue this year, which is mind-boggling. That's not anywhere near the norm. I wish it was, but it's not. But it happened, and it happened by him just implementing the plan. He's going to show you what he implemented. Okay, and we're going to be rounding it out with about 7 to 8 amazing people. All right, so it's going to be weekly live calls for about 8 weeks. One call with each one of the masters. They're going to be recorded. You're going to get access to a members area that's going to have those recordings, and whatever materials they're going to accompany that market leader are going to go in there too. We're going to put some other really great things there. Adrian Nez on our team actually is going to be one of those masters as well. He's going to be doing probably the first call, and he's going to walk through how he's using Carrot and the online site to do deals in multiple markets without touching anything. Okay, he's helping our clients do that, and he's going to be showing you guys, all right, how do I go out there and cast and go into different markets? If you want to know how to go into different markets with SEO and pay-per-click, Adrian's the dude. He does a lot of virtual wholesaling. Okay, and then it's going to be smaller markets and big markets. We branched out the experts to make sure it's not all just big market guys. Probate and inherited and all kinds of other stuff, not just sellers. There's people crushing it on buyers over there. There's people crushing it on tenants. SEO and the pay-per-click side, a little bit of direct mail stuff with Ryan. It's going to be advanced strategy stuff. You're going to have Q&A with each market leader at the end of these. There's 8-week masterclass on this that we threw together. We've been thinking about it for a while. Our customers asked for it and wanted it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make these calls today. I'm going to make this thing happen. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to make these things happen. So what else do you really need to be successful as an investor? Well, of course, I really want to make sure you have everything you need to make this happen. You're going to have our website system. You're going to have the access to the master's training. You're going to have access to other things, but you really need traffic, right? And the exact training that that Tim used, that Matt and Zach used, that Brian Rockwell used for SEO that Dave Brown used, that all of our clients use, that got Carrot clients where they are in Google, is this thing we call the 3 lead per day training. And it's the most thorough SEO training out there on the market, but it also includes pay-per-click marketing training and some YouTube marketing training too. So this normally is something that, that we sell. We don't really give it away. And this is something that every single day our clients use. So you're going to get that for free included in this package as well. So you're going to get 6 months advanced marketer plan for free. After that, then it's just going to renew on the normal monthly rate at $149. But the cool thing is at that point, you can downgrade if you don't want the advanced marketer plan. If you didn't get a chance to implement the stuff and you're like, man, this isn't what I wanted, just let us know. And you don't have to continue with that monthly payment, but just know that at that point, then it will renew and you'll kick into that monthly payment. But we want to give you the 6 months to get things implemented. We want to give you the 6 months of the weekly coaching calls, the calls with the market leaders. We want to give you our 3 lead per day training course. We want to give you the content marketing tools and the guidance and our support. So during that 6 months, you can make this stuff happen, okay? So what you're going to get next is on the Facebook side. So we created this course about a year ago. We've done an update on it this year, and we're going to be doing a massive new course here shortly. But this course has been our kind of stalwart, I can't even say the word. It's been our stable Facebook training course that a lot of people have been using. And this is going to walk you through everything, the basics, the advanced stuff, going to show you ads, going to show you how to set up your accounts, how to set up your retargeting. This is something, if you're not a techie person, find your techie nephew or niece and take this and give this to them and say, hey, can you set up my retargeting for me? Can you do this? And it's all tailored for real estate investors and agents. You're going to get this entire training for free as well as a bonus. You're going to get all those. You get 6 months advanced marketer, the market leaders revealed masterclass, the content pro marketing system, access to the marketing tools, 3 lead per day training, our weekly coaching calls, Facebook leads masterclass. And if you're thinking about Carrot, this really isn't for the newbie per se. This is for everyone because we have tools to guide you. This is for people who are successful offline but no online presence. Okay, that was Ryan Berry. Ryan Berry's a direct mail guy. He was crushing it with direct mail and said, you know what? I know I'm losing a lot of deals without a good online presence. So he set it up with Carrot and he added on that 6-figure income stream. If you're online but not consistently generating leads or turning those leads into deals, that's for you too, because we need to make sure that you're not just using something that's cheap or low cost, that you're using something that performs well. Okay, so that's key. This is for you. We're going to help you perform well and wrap a solid strategy and support around it. And then if you really want to ramp it up, then this is for you too, because we're going to give you those advanced tools in the advanced marketing plan. We're going to give you the access to our weekly coaching calls. We're going to give you access to the weekly masterclass for the next 8 weeks when we start it. This is for any level of investor. You just have to kind of pick your path through the training through our resources. All right. So I've got a little question for you. If all this did was help you save one lost deal, from an underperforming website or having a bad strategy, would it be worth it for you? If you're netting on average 20K profit per deal or 10K profit per deal, how many of those are you losing right now driving to an underperforming website? Would it be worth it just to save one of those? You save one of them. Would it be worth it to give you the ability to cancel $100 a month or more in your other services that Carrot just includes with it, and we will be building out other ones as we go? Would that be worth it? Just $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year that you'd be saving there, and you'd be gaining all of the performance stuff, and you'd be gaining this community of Carroteers, and you'd be gaining the expertise in the tool. Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it to save several months and thousands of dollars trying to get this right yourself? I mean, you can go through the entire training I gave you today and do what I did over 8 years, testing over 1,400 different split tests, over 8 years, hacking my way through website designs, hacking my way through about 6 or 7 different web developers, hacking my way through everything. That's why we built this tool, because I don't want to do that anymore. And I was tired of hiring web designer after web designer. I finally found an amazing one. We partnered. He's my co-founder in this business. We built the tool and we're making it better. And I use it for everything. And I set up a preschool website with it. So you can either do it the hard way, in the way that I did it, like I said, and come up with the strategy and hire the web guy and write the content. And hopefully the content's good. And hopefully these are done right. And hire a good SEO firm and buy those plugins for WordPress and get that web hosting that's good web hosting. It's not $10 a month. That's the bad web hosting. We have the best servers in the world. They're scalable. It's on the Amazon cloud at the highest level you can get. And if you look at our code base is amazing. You have some of the fastest websites in the industry, in the world here at Carrot. All the other software, you're not going to have to worry about hackers, all that kind of stuff. Your upfront costs of just doing that, if you're going to go out there and hire it out and have a custom site built and hopefully get it done right, is $5K to $16K. And that's hundreds of hours if you're going to do it yourself. So what we're going to do right now is this offer with the 6 months of the advanced marketer plan, which we've never done that. It's $2,300 value. Market Leaders Revealed Masterclass, which is brand new tonight to kind of celebrate the March to 1 million leads. I'm pumped about it. So we're bringing some of those members that are responsible for hunks of those leads into this masterclass. We're going to be doing the class. We're going to be starting the class. I know the holiday season's coming up, so we're going to be announcing when we're going to start it. We're probably going to do the first one before Christmas, and then the remainder will be through January, ending in February. That way you can get the year started right. You can get going in Carrot first. You're not worried, oh my gosh, am I going to miss the first couple weeks of this masterclass? I want you investing into focusing on getting your Carrot stuff set up first. Get the site set up, get it personalized, work with us to help you with that. Okay, go through there and get the 3 lead per day going, or go to our marketplace and hire it out if you've got the budget. We'd rather do that. And then the masterclass will roll around to you here in a few weeks when you're ready to really start looking at strategy. You're going to get our weekly live group coaching calls every Tuesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. We have them. It's either me or Adrian that does them. Facebook Leads Masterclass access, Content Pro marketing system, access to the new inbound marketing suite, all of that for just $9.97. So all you have to do is go to oncarrot.com/start. oncarrot.com/start. Head over here, and it's going to take you to this page. Okay, and this page is just going to show you what I just showed you there. And the total value here, and this is not bogus value stuff, the total value here, guys and gals, versus going out there in the open market and trying to get comparable things is minimum $12,000. Okay, some of this, like the advanced marketer plan, as we speak, it's $149 a month. We have thousands of people paying that right now, and you're going to get that for free for 6 months. But come down here, just one payment of $997 today. And then it's going to renew in the advanced marketing plan. It's going to renew at $149 a month, that discounted price. Okay, the discounted price, because by 6 months from now, the advanced marketer plan is going to be at $200 once we get these new features into it. You're going to be locked in at the lower rate. So you're going to be renewing at that. But if you get to that point and you're like, you know what, I don't want that plan, just let us know. We'll downgrade you. If you want to keep the plan, cool, you can keep that plan at that 25% discount. If you just discovered after going through the training, everything that you're like, you know what, Carrot was great, but it just kind of wasn't for me. Cool. You don't have to continue. You don't have to continue with that if you don't want to. But go here, fill this out. Once you do that, that's going to get you entered access into your Carrot account. If you're already a member and you want to upgrade, I'll explain that what that is again here at the end. But go here if you're already a member and click that upgrade button. We'll process that manually. This thing ends Sunday night at midnight. And like I was showing you this right here, this is our actual pricing page. You go to our pricing page right now and look at this. Our advanced marketer plan is going to be $199, but it's crossed out until we get those new features set up there. It's $149 a month right now. It includes a bunch of stuff I didn't have a chance to talk about. So you times that, like let's do the math here. Okay, I'm going to grab the calculator here. So just that alone, so if you're a current existing Carrot customer, $149 times 6 equals $894. So just that alone is normally $894. So you're almost getting that free, basically. Okay, you're getting that free. Or look at it the other way, you're getting all the training and all the bonuses for free. Okay, so you get a bunch of stuff for free no matter which way you look at it. So go to oncarrot.com/start. So there's a couple choices that we always have. You know, the first choice that we always have when it kind of comes to making decisions, we can do nothing. And that's a total valid choice. And you could choose not to take this leap of faith, which it's 100% risk-free. 100% risk-free here because we have a 30-day money-back guarantee that I'm going to talk to you about here in a second. But you can choose to do nothing there and not take the leap of faith. And of course, if you choose to do nothing, you came on here on this call because you need an end result that you don't have right now. You're wanting to transform something. You're wanting more traffic. You're wanting more leads. You're wanting to get more of what I talked about at the start of the call, of building this business that builds consistency, predictability, so you can really grow an amazing business that fits what you want to build, right? That's what you want. So if you do nothing, then we can't help you get there. So you're going to have to go somewhere else to get that, but we're always going to be here for you if you want to engage with us. The second option is you can just jump in. Get started right now. See if it's a fit for you. You're gonna have 30 full days to check it out. If it's something that you get in and, you know, day 29, you're like, you know what, this just isn't for me, let us know. Just let us know and we'll give you a full refund. Okay. So there's really there's no risk at all. And you've got the full 30 days. So 30-day money back guarantee. After you sign up today, if you don't like it, just let me know within 30 days and we'll get your money back right away. Like, it's as simple as that. Let's nail it. Okay. And kind of going back to what I was mentioning before, the real question is, you know, is it worth investing a few minutes of your time to check this out? Check it out, set up a site, dive into a weekly coaching call next week. Check out the Market Leaders Revealed Masterclass. Go get a couple of those video blog posts launched, get an SEO plan going, do that kind of stuff, and make your first investment 10 times or more back when you close your first deal. Is it worth investing a few minutes to check it out and try things out to see if this can do that? I think it is if you plan on taking action, because we can show you, I can show you thousands of testimonials. The question is, how many do you need to see before you realize that I am passionate, my team is passionate, that we love doing what we're doing, that we are the best in the world at what we do. And I would gladly argue that with anyone, okay? So we want to help you get there, and just let us know what you need to see to make that happen. So what you're going to get, recapping it, 6 months of the Advanced Marketer Plan for free, Market Leaders Revealed Masterclass, 3 lead per day masterclass, weekly live group coaching call access with me or Adrian, Facebook Leads Masterclass, Content Pro Marketing System, which is 24 blog posts per month that our team writes that you can then automate into any of your websites you want. Okay, they're all niche down, targeted phrases. The same thing, stuff I was talking about in step number 3, where I said niche down content marketing. That's that. We write 24 a month. Our system spins it for you. You can automate them. Okay, access to new inbound marketing suite. Total value is $12,319. Okay, and these are real values. If you go out there and hire someone to write this content for you, minimum, you're going to be paying $50 an article, minimum, for someone to research the article topic for SEO, to write the topic for SEO and for conversion, to edit it, to put it into your WordPress site for you. Okay, minimum $50, probably closer to $100. So you're right there, and it could even be more. So right there, that pushes you well over, you know, $2,000 to $3,000 per month in value right there, if you were to hire out someone to do that stuff unique for you. And then you're going to get all the inbound marketing suite that we roll out here as we go. Okay, so I've got a few fast action bonuses. I always love this. I always love rewarding people who take action quickly. We're hiring people here at Carrot right now. And one of my favorite things is when people apply fast, because I just love it when people take action fast. I'm a fast action taker. Most of the guys and gals that I know who are just amazing, getting great results, take action, make decisions fast. So I got a few things for y'all, okay? So for the first 48 hours, like I said, this offer ends Sunday at midnight this week. So you do have some time to think about it. I'm never going to pressure you into it. Okay, that's not the way I do things. But there are some fast action bonuses that, if you want them, they're here. So the first 48 hours, anyone who grabs this offer at oncarrot.com/start is going to get a Carrot t-shirt and a carrot and a farmer carrot. We're going to send you a farmer carrot. A farmer carrot sent out to you within the next couple weeks. Okay, usually we don't send those things out, t-shirts out to people unless they've closed deals or we built relationships with them. Every single one of you are going to get that. You can rock that thing. And I've heard it from so many people that shirt, Clayton Morris, yeah, he was a former anchor at Fox and Friends, and he's a real estate investor now. I sent him one out after he had me on his podcast, and he's like, dude, that t-shirt's the most comfortable t-shirt that I have. It's awesome. He's like, I need to make t-shirts for my company. Where do you get them? So you're going to get the most comfortable t-shirt in the world. I'll claim it that right now. And you're also going to get one of our Carrot buds. Just go to oncarrot.com/start. That's the first 48 hours only. Next bonus right here, the first 24 hours only. Anyone who grabs this in the first 24 hours is going to get a one-on-one coaching call with the Carrot coach, okay? So you're going to have the weekly coaching calls. That's something you're already going to get every single Wednesday. But over the coming weeks, we usually like to set up these calls within the first 3 weeks. And the first week isn't always the best. We want you to get familiar with the tool, the system, show up on a coaching call or two first, because that you're going to kind of get the lay of the land. Then usually in week 2, week 3, let's hop on a one-on-one coaching call. We can really dig into your specific stuff. We can dig into your specific scenario and situation, and we can chart you out a path. Okay, that alone is usually about a $300 value. It's going to be Adrian or myself or Levi on our team probably hopping in on that. First 24 hours, everyone's going to get a one-on-one coaching call in addition to weekly coaching calls. oncarrot.com/start. And for the first 25 members, one of the best ways that we've seen, of course, in the last several years for growing leads quickly when you have some sort of a budget is Google pay-per-click. You know, Google pay-per-click is amazing, but also one of the hardest things about Google pay-per-click is setting up the account. Tim on this call, when he came to us a couple of years ago, he had spent about $4,000, like I was mentioning, Google pay-per-click, and hadn't really got the results. Part of it was his website, but he came on our coaching call and said, man, can someone look at this? So Brendan on my team, who runs the pay-per-click for us and about 15 of our really successful clients all around the country, he went in there, looked at his account, had Tim edit a few things, remove some things. That immediately made his pay-per-click account profitable. Okay, so what this is right here is we're going to give you guys the starter campaign that Brendan on our team always starts with our concierge traffic service members. These are people paying us $2,500 to $3,500 a month for us to manage your Google pay-per-click. Okay, so you're going to get that starter campaign. Now, does that mean that we're going to log in and do it all for you? No. Okay, you're still going to have to take that starter campaign, import it into your Google AdWords account. You're going to have to go in there and just look at all the ads, look at all the ad sets, all the ad groups. That's all going to be in there. Okay, but you're gonna have to go in there and adjust your ads a little bit for your area and make sure that your locations are put in there and clean some things up. But this is going to save you so much time and so much money. That alone is a $1,500 value. If we were to go in there and build that out, which we don't offer this as a service because it's so time intensive, it would be $1,000 to $1,500 minimum. For Tim, it was probably at least a $4,000 value because he wasted a bunch of money before he had his dialed in. So the first 25 members only, my guess is this is going to go pretty quick, are going to get this sent to you. And we're going to show you how to use it. We're going to show you how to import it into your Google AdWords account. And this is the campaign we used to run tens and tens of thousands of dollars of pay-per-click traffic through every single month right now as we speak with some of the most successful people in the country. Okay, oncarrot.com/start. It's going to have all the ads in there, all the ad groups, all the keywords that we know are the most profitable based on all of our data. Okay, you're not going to be any guessing in there. You just have to go in there and tweak a couple things. We'll let you know how to do it. Okay, oncarrot.com/start. So first 48 hours, everyone's going to get a t-shirt, collectible carrot doll. Those are awesome. First 24 hours, everyone's going to get a free one-on-one coaching call. They're going to be scheduled probably about 3 weeks out. Christmas, of course, is coming up. So we really do appreciate you guys' patience with that. So some of them might be just after the start of the year, if that's okay. And then the first 20, the other one said 25. We'll do 25. This says 20. We'll do 25. The first 25 members only, we're going to give you our starter campaign that we use to start all campaigns with the stuff we're doing. Okay? All righty. So you're going to be able to launch your site. You're going to be able to implement the marketing plan. And if you're already a Carrot client, just go to oncarrot.com/upgrade. And what we're going to do there, for you once again is you're going to get access to the Market Leaders Revealed Masterclass, 8-week Masterclass. If you already have the Facebook course, if you already have the 3 lead per day course, sweet, you're still going to get those. If you don't have the Craigslist course, we'll give you that one. If you don't have one of those, we'll give it to you. But we are going to then bump out your billing for 6 months. So if you're on our Content Pro plan right now, paying $100 a month on our Content Pro plan, we're going to then upgrade you automatically to Advanced Marketer. And then we're going to bump your next billing date out for 6 months. Okay, so you're not going to pay another monthly payment for 6 months if you're already a Carrot client and you're wanting this offer too. And then after that, it's going to renew it, the $149, the discounted rate, 6 months out. And you can always downgrade back down and stuff like that. Okay, if you're already at the Advanced Marketer plan, what you can do is same thing. We're just going to bump your billing date out 6 months. So you won't have another monthly payment for 6 months. So doing the math again, guys and gals, if you're already on the Advanced Marketer plan, you would have already paid $149 times 6, which equals $894. You would have already paid $894. This is only $997. So this basically costs you $103 to get this 8-week masterclass called the Market Leaders Revealed. Okay, $103 is what this is going to cost you if you are currently an Advanced Marketer client with Carrot, you're going to get those bonuses and that. Okay. So it's just a slam dunk deal for you. We always want to reward our current clients. We always want to, we're never going to make offers that our current clients are going to go, oh my gosh, you know, I should have bought it. You know, I should have bought it now versus 8 months ago or something like that. It's like, we want to reward you. So it's a stellar deal for you. For people who are not a current Carrot client, no big deal. Sweet. You're still going to get the same offer, just $997, 6 months of the advanced marketer plan for free and all those bonuses. So one extra deal from the performance. Is it 5K? Is it 10K? From our guidance, from our coaching, from the Market Leaders Revealed training. And what if you just do 2 or 3 extra deals? What if you're like Brian? What if you're like Brian Rockwell, where you just had results out of his mind and his $611,000 this year by implementing exactly what you're going to get access to? You know, how much could that really change the way you run your business? I know for me, my previous businesses, I didn't have consistency and predictability. I didn't have the resources, the mentors, the tools to be able to make these things easier for me. But with Carrot, this business has been awesome. This business is fun as heck. We have a ton of fun here. It's hard, just like any businesses, but it's fun because we found a way to build a consistent, predictable business. And that's what we want to help you guys do. We want to help you change your life just the same way that doing these things has changed ours. Because that's part of our mission, is how do we help add humanity back to business? How do we do that? How do we help make sure that you guys are going out there and be able to amplify and impact the world that you want to impact? We can only do that if we're living it ourselves. If we're surrounding you with the resources, the training, the community that can help you get there. So I want to answer some questions here. We were popping up, we were typing these in as they're coming in. So after the 6 months, once again, then it will just kick in at the advanced marketer plan price of today, the currently discounted price. So in 6 months, that plan will be $199 a month. You are not going to pay that. You're only going to pay $149 a month after 6 months. Okay, so 6 months from today, if you join today, when you join today, then it's just going to be $149 a month. And you can cancel it anytime. You can downgrade, all that kind of stuff. Okay. What if you want to be fully hands off? You know, you're closing 40 deals a year and want to outsource. We work with more of the top end investors in the country than anyone. You saw the names we mentioned there, Tom Caffarella and Brad Chandler and a bunch of those guys. Okay. We work with the biggest of the big, and more of those are coming over to us than anything. And you ask that question, it's like, if those guys are making millions in profits, why are they joining Carrot instead of developing something themselves? The thing is, they did, and Carrot outperformed their thing by double. So that's why they came over to Carrot, because it's more profitable for them. And this is what we do every day. So we do have services to make it hands off. If you are a person who's like, you know what, I don't want to implement any of this stuff, all that training, I don't have time for it. I'm doing deals. I just want this to work. We have concierge. We have something called the concierge program. If you're someone who is doing 20, 30, 40 deals a year, after you join, email our support and say, hey, I'd really like to discuss the concierge services, and we can chat with you about that. What it looks like is we would dive in and do all the setup, all the dialing of your website. We would dial it in. We would give you the Carrot framework that performs. We would give you, some unique looks in the website. We would go in and write your copy for you. We'd have a couple calls with you dialing in the strategy, and that's $2,000. I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't play games. I'm transparent. That's $2,000. But it's going to save you so much time. So if you are in that boat where you're like, you know what, I've got more money than time, and then our concierge program can get you rolling there. If you want someone to do all of your traffic for you, same thing. We have people who can help you there. Okay, so we can span all gamuts. People who are wanting to do all the work themselves, we got you. People who don't want to do any of it, we got you. What if you already have a Carrot account? We already explained that. Just go to oncarrot.com/upgrade. And submit that through there. Our team will manually upgrade you. We'll move you over to the advanced marketer plan. We'll charge you the $997 today, and then bump your billing out 6 months and give you access to all those bonuses. How will the master leaders on training unfold? So it's going to be an 8-week training. Like I said, we're going to be starting it in about 3 weeks. That'll give you time to dive in, get things rolling with Carrot, get things rolling with your website, ask us a bunch of questions, hop on some coaching calls. Okay, and then we're going to start it, and then they're going to go in every single week. We'll let you know what day they're going to be, but they're probably going to be afternoon. We'll find out from you guys what works best, and we'll go from there. And then you'll have access to the members area right now. So right after you join, you'll have access to the members area. The members area has your access to your 3 lead per day training, has your access to some other stuff. And then as we roll out the Market Leaders Revealed webinars. Okay, then we'll put the recordings in there. So you're going to be able to show up live on these calls. They're going to be about 90-minute to 2-hour strategic calls. They're going to break apart everything in their business. You're going to have a lot of chance to ask any questions you want to ask. And I asked these guys, I said, man, let's make sure we're transparent. We can't just be showing some basic stuff, not just the stuff that we would share in a Carrot Cast. Okay, this has got to be stuff you don't want to share with the general public. It's got to be stuff where you're showing your ads, you're showing your direct mail pieces, you're showing the nitty gritty on the stuff. Okay, and they all agree. They're all pumped about it. Will I need money to put into marketing? So yes and no. Okay, if you're wanting to do any of the paid traffic, if you're wanting to do Facebook ads or Google pay-per-click ads, then yes, you definitely will need a marketing budget there. If you're wanting to do the SEO yourself, which a lot of our clients have done that themselves, then that's something that just takes time and takes tenacity. You know, go through our 3 lead per day training and then show up on our coaching calls when you have questions each week, and we'll help you through it. Yep. So it just depends on your budget and what you want to do. Do I still need hosting? Do not still need hosting. All the hosting is included. It's the highest level of hosting that you can possibly get on Amazon. And you're going to love it. It's going to make your stuff way, way, way faster. Okay. You don't need hosting. Do I need a domain name, or can I point mine over? So you will need a domain name. We don't sell domain names, and that's something we maybe will never do. We'll see. But it actually adds more flexibility for you. So that gives you the ability to buy your domain name anywhere, and then we can help you kind of port it over and make sure that you get it hooked up. All right. What if you're a real estate agent? Can you still use Carrot? Yes, we have Agent Carrot in beta right now. If you're interested in our beta, still take this offer. Take the offer. What we can do for you is we can bump your 6 months out another month or two until Agent Carrot comes out of beta, and then you'll still have the full 6 months from the time the Agent Carrot beta comes out, if that's what you want, versus Investor Carrot. Okay, and then you'll still be able to go through the training and the market leaders revealed stuff, all that, and we can even get you into Agent Carrot beta early if you want to too. Lots of people use Carrot in my market. Does that matter? So kind of going back with that thing that Dan said, where he said he saw a bunch of people using it. He did. He's ranked #1 in that market now. You know, so there were other Carrot clients there. He went in, outworked them. He had someone do his paper. Actually, Brendan, the guy who I talked about before, the guy who you're going to get, the first 25 are going to get the actual Google AdWords campaign download. You're going to get that. Brendan runs his pay-per-click. So he has for about 2 years. So anyway, Dan just implemented the system. He just went out there and implemented it. The thing is, most people don't implement. Most people don't do it. So all you have to do is go in there and just customize the look and feel of your website. Use one of our high-performing designs. Bring in your credibility. Or we have services if you just want to be hands-off and do it for you. And then this one right here is one that came up in the chat box. Is Carrot mainly for SEO? And while we're known for SEO, I mean, you can find that in any of the search results for sellers or buyers out there in the country. You know, our system by far, our clients by far own more top 5 rankings for motivated house seller, cash buyer, land buyer, land seller phrases than any other website system in the world. So we're insanely honed in at SEO. That's what we're really good at. But we're also insanely great at conversion optimization. We're great at content marketing. We're also just great at just like strategy. That's kind of one of the things that makes us unique. We've driven strategy in this industry. Location-specific landing pages, we didn't invent them, but we made them commonplace. Now all of our competitors do them. The auto blogging feature, we invented that in this marketplace. Now our competitors copy it. So stuff like that, we're always innovating for you to help you get a better result. All right. Sweet. So if there's a few questions, I'll answer a few questions, but as you guys can probably hear, my voice is about donezo. And there's a bunch of people that have popped in here. Welcome in, shoot, let me see this. Welcome in, David. Oh man, a bunch of them in here. Jeff, John Sellers, welcome in, man. This one I can't see the name, but Plano, Texas, REI, welcome. Sweet, W. Jones, also welcome. Sweet, there's a bunch more piling in here, cool. So oncarrot.com/start, y'all. Questions, I'll answer a few. Let's do it. And first of all, before, how'd you guys enjoy the webinar? Did you guys enjoy? I always, it's kind of a, being transparent, right? It's kind of a balance that we've got to run as entrepreneurs. Number one, I'm insanely passionate about what we do. So I have to sell myself hard because I know I'm so convicted that if I'm so convicted that we can help you do what you're wanting to do better than anyone. I'm so convicted. Like, I have zero doubts that that's true. Okay. So if you're so convicted about something, it's your job to sell the crap out of that, because you're not doing that person a service at all. You're doing them a disservice if you know for a fact that if they go away and do this other thing, that their life is not going to be as good. Like, I'm going to be working my butt off to sell you, because I know your life can be better than going and setting up your own website or going with any of our competitors. I know for a fact. So that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do this training call. But the worst thing in the world is if I leave you hanging. The worst thing in the world is I bulldoze you with all kinds of amazing info. I give you some slide copy. Now you just wasted 2 hours of your life, and you aren't going to go implement it because you don't have the right tool. You don't have the time. You're discouraged because you don't want to go out there and set this stuff up. So that's why we said, okay, we're going to deliver training. We're going to celebrate this 1 million opt-in lead thing. We're going to deliver a training. We're going to then go, okay, if this is something you want to do, and this is something you truly believe can help you get where you want to go in your business, we're here for you. And we're going to make a crazy offer for you that we've never made. You're going to be able to get the tool that's going to help you get there. You're going to be able to get the coaching calls weekly. You're going to be able to get this new training that's going to get access to people just like you, who were exactly where you are now, where they were probably skeptical. And they were like, well, I'm just going to go build this just like Tom did, or just like some other people did. I'm just going to go build my own. And then they end up coming back. Okay, so that's why I then like, you know, I'm going to sell you this thing because I know it can help you. All right, so let me know, guys. Number one, how you like the content. Number two, what are your questions? Let's see. Cool, see a bunch of upgrades come in too. Yeah, William, so Alex on my team knows better. I know I'll get it all worked out. William says, when I upgrade, will the new payment be charged to our account today? Or when our year ends. If you're on the annual plan, dude, that's an awesome question. That's an awesome question. I know we will make it right with you. So if this is something you know you want, just go ahead and grab it, and then we'll make sure that we get the billing right for you. Okay, you're definitely not going to be paying like extra because you're on the annual plan at all. I mean, you're getting an extra 20% discount because you're on the annual plan. Okay. Yeah, there you go. So that's what's going to happen. You know, Alex said it'll charge today. So yeah, the $997 will charge today, but then your annual plan will just get bumped back 6 months. Okay, so when this 6 months ends, you're going to have an extra 6 months on your annual plan after that. Okay. Yep. Sweet. Angela says, I'm on the annual plan. Interested. Awesome. Angela, just go to oncarrot.com/start. And you can kind of see what's included in there. And then right here, it says already a member. Just go ahead and click that. And it's going to take you to this thing to upgrade. So you got to be logged into your Carrot account. It's going to run through the offer with you again. Click that little button to confirm, submit, and then we'll charge the $997 today. Okay. And then we'll bump your billing back 6 months. So if you're on the annual plan right now, your next annual payment will be 6 months after when it should be. Okay. So oncarrot.com/start, and then you'll click that little link in there that takes you to this thing, and you'll get going. And it looks like a lot of those first bonuses are already starting to get pretty close to going away. So if you guys are at all thinking about wanting to do Google AdWords, you're either going to hire it out or you're going to learn it yourself. And we do have Google AdWords training that teaches you how to maintain the account, how to set it up. But this one thing is literally going to save you dozens of hours, and like Tim can attest, and thousands of dollars if it's not set up right. So if you do want that, sweet. There's another handful of them left, which is awesome. Okay. Steve, dude, I so wish that my webcam worked. We got the t-shirts in that you sent me. Yeah, Steve says this is good stuff. 3 quick shots of Southern Comfort for the sore throat. Man, I actually have some really good scotch in here that Sean on my team brought in yesterday. I might have to do that after this. But Steve, thank you for those shirts. That was really, really cool. I walked into the office the other day, and Andre, I saw the shirt sitting there. I'm like, what the heck is that? And then Andre said, oh, Steve sent those shirts over. You guys, literally, my voice is going to be gone. This is what happens to me. if I start to catch a little cold and I do this kind of thing and I talk this much and I have to talk really loud to get it through my computer, I'm going to Instagram this, but quote me on this, 2 days from now, I will not be able to talk. So I'll be able to talk to you on like Tuesday. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. M. Thompson. Yes, M. Thompson says, so existing customers, if we're already on the advanced marketer, we have to pay $9.97. Correct. Because once again, working the math there for you. All right, we're working the math there for you. You're getting this Market Leaders Revealed training course. You're getting whatever bonus is in there. You're in any of these trainings you don't already have. So if you don't have the Facebook training, or if you don't have the 3 lead per day training, we'll get those to you too. If you already have them, you already have them. But you're also going to get 6 months of the Advanced Marketer for free. Okay, so effectively doing the math, if you're already on the Advanced Marketer plan, you know, calculator's not working. 149 times 6 equals 894. So that's what you would already have paid over 6 months anyway. So to get access to this market, to this masterclass, the Market Leaders Revealed, it's $103 for you, basically, is what it is. All right, that's basically what it is, versus what you would have paid over the 6 months. So yep, for sure. Rob, it looks like Alex and Andre are already helping you guys out here. Does the webinar thing that's being pitched right now, or Trevor, include SEO and pay-per-click and the suite thing? So it includes the training on it. Yep, it includes our 3 lead per day training. I'll show it to you guys real quick. But this is our standard, our training here. That's the one that I can't talk and type at the same time. One sec. I mean, I so wish I could show my screen, my screen, or not my screen, my webcam. For some reason, YouTube's not letting me show it. 3 lead per day. Celebrate with y'all. I'm wearing my orange carrot shirt. I've got the carrot buds behind me. I've got a cup of coffee here, which I'm probably not supposed to be drinking if you have a sore throat. So this is the 3 lead per day training. And this is what Brian Rockwell went through. This is what Tim went through. This is what everyone's going through that's implementing this. And we updated it massively about 2 months ago. So you can pick your path. It goes into SEO in very great detail. I mean, if you're just getting started, you're like, you know what, I want to learn this SEO thing because I want to learn it as a life skill. I can help my brother with his plumbing company or whatever, all that stuff. Cool. It goes through and it's, you know, just video by video. And they're pretty short videos, 12 minutes. A lot of them have action plans, like a downloadable checklist right there. Okay. So this is something you could have your VA. Like if you don't want to do any of this work, we've had a lot of people go out there and find a good quality VA. And then they go, okay, VA. With this carrot plan, also, guys, you're going to get unlimited users. So if you want to set up a VA or 2 team members to access it and share lead data back and forth and make comments on leads and stuff like that, perfect. You're going to get your team can access carrot as well. You just have to reach out to our support and say, hey, can you hook up my VA with a user account on my website? But the VA will come in here and go, okay, let's go ahead and go through the checklist. And then what they do next is they show up to those weekly coaching calls for you. If you don't want to do any of it, they ask the questions, okay? And then they do it. So we've had a lot of people do that. And we have some other things in here too. So that's that training. The Facebook training that you're also going to get for free, I think it's FB. It's either FB or Facebook. And it must be Facebook. Is this one right here. So it's going to go into a lot of it here. You know, creating your page, all the way from the basics to the advanced, okay? And it gives you checklists and all this kind of stuff, all right? So that's that. And then as far as the other training, the Market Leaders Revealed, that's something that we're still finishing up the members area on it. Like I said, right now, the Market Leaders Revealed training portal gives you access to the 3 lead per day training and the Facebook training. And then as we get the dates set for these market leader sessions, we'll put the dates in there, we'll put the recordings in there, and any accompanying materials in there too. All righty? Sweet. All right. Cool. Sweet. This is awesome. Plano, Texas says, that's the plan. Looking forward to putting Carrot's expertise to very good use. Awesome. Welcome aboard. Guys, I love this stuff. Like, it's so much fun because at the end of the day, once you get to a certain income level, which honestly isn't that high, it's like $100,000 a year probably. then money becomes not really very important. Like I don't spend my money hardly. We bought a house in the river. We're renovating it. That's like our splurge. I have a truck that I bought used. I'm gonna run that thing until it's dead. I don't really buy stuff. My wife gets on me for not buying clothes. She's got to like go buy clothes for me and stuff. I keep doing business because I love it. I love working with you guys. I love unleashing you guys in your businesses and lives. That's what I do. That's why I do this. That's why I did this call today. I don't need the extra X amount of thousands of dollars. I don't need that. Okay. What you guys need is you showed up on this call for a specific thing you're looking for, and we can help you with it. So I don't need that. None of that money is going to change my life at all. Okay. If I brought in $100,000 today, that's not going to change my life at all. Okay. But if you go and implement some of this stuff, and if you connect with one of those market leaders, and if you get over to a tool and the training and coaching like Tim did, and like Brian did, and like Tom did, and thousands of others did, and actually engage in those tools, not just sit there and not engage in it, this could change your life. This could change your life. That's why I do this. It just pumps me up. Okay, I'm just going through some of these questions. Okay. Blake, customer on the webinar, already client, would like to take advantage of the free offer for current. Yeah, dude, take it, man. Blake, all you got to do is go to oncarrot.com/start, and you're going to be able to access that. And just make sure you click that button that goes upgrade, and we'll charge you the $997. You're going to get access to that training. All right, you're going to access that training. And then what we'll do is we'll bump your billing back 6 months. So essentially, this cost you $197 is all, man. I'm sorry, $103, versus what you would have paid originally. So awesome, dude. Sweet. I'm glad we could add a lot of value to you. Glad we could do that. Okay. Brian, what's up, man? Good to chat with you a couple weeks ago. We still need to dig in and figure out that situation. All righty. Yeah, Brian, you're here, man. Says you must miss me checking and everybody asking questions. Dude, we love it when our customers check in. I mean, we hired a new team member 3 weeks ago, Danny. She's working on the services division. We actually have a new position open right now. So if any of you guys want a job with Carrot, I think it's oncarrot.com/careers. Any y'all want a job with Carrot, go to oncarrot.com/careers. We're currently hiring for a customer success team hero. Like if you want to join our customer success team and help our thousands of customers, our most recent hire is like Janelle, amazing person. She's leading our services division now. She's a Carrot client. She joined us in April. Pete leads up our sales side of things. Carrot client joined us in November of last year. Adrian leads up our strategy. Carrot client still to this day joined us 3 years ago. Okay, I mean, like we love working with our customers because our customer understands us. They understand our clients. We can I just love it. So on carrot.com/careers and go to the customer success one. If you're looking for a career change, even if you're just looking to be challenged and work with our team, and I'm not going to say everything's perfect over here because it's not, but it's good. And we're working through amazing things and making great things happen. So check it out, share it up. Okay. Jeff, I'm writing to see if you can help us optimize our homepage searches. Yeah, Jeff, I see your thing in there. What we'll do is the best place for that, Jeff, you must be a Carrot customer. The best place for that is our coaching call. Okay, our coaching call Tuesday next week, or just make sure that you're reaching out to our support, or if you have the 3 lead per day training, the 3 lead per day training actually, I'll show you right here. That's the cool thing, guys. Once you get in our ecosystem, we always have something where there's always training at your fingertips. You can always go and find training for this strategic stuff if you want to dive in and do it. Okay, so the on-page stuff right here in keyword, you're gonna want to look in module 2 and module 3, Jeff, for that. Okay, if you want more targeted guidance, the coaching call next week can nail that for you. And if you're wanting a one-on-one coaching call, we want to make sure that you go through the weekly coaching calls and ask questions first. If that can't nail it for you, then we'll set up a one-on-one coaching call sometime here soon. All right, we got you, man. Grant says, yeah, Grant, great question, man. Grant says, out of curiosity, Trevor, how do the Carrot sites overcome the issue of duplicate content? So a couple things here, Grant. The first thing is that duplicate content is real. The second thing is the duplicate content isn't what people think it is. So as an example, let's look at this right here. Like here's a good example. Okay. So sell my house, or not that. Let's do like sell inherited home, Birmingham. Okay. Or whatever. So if someone's in Birmingham, they inherited a house looking to sell it. Okay. So rank number 1 is this site right here. It's a carrot site. Okay. So that's one of the Content Pro articles. They did not edit this article one bit. Like this article is not edited one bit. It's been ranked number 1 there for tons of time. Now, the thing is, if someone else in this Birmingham market puts out this exact same article in the Birmingham market and doesn't change a word of it, and they do it after this one got indexed and ranked, then of course theirs is not going to get the benefit of that particular article ranking high. Okay. But they are going to get the benefit of the article pinging the website. It's going to show that the website is updated, fresh. Google likes that. And also for the conversion side of it, we do see in our click paths in our data where people will go through and they'll click websites and they'll go down and go, well, oh man, let me read this article right here. Like it caught my eye. They'll read this and now you're becoming an expert because of the article. So the Content Pro posts anyway, they serve multiple purposes. Number 1 is for credibility and conversion. When someone's on your website, you want to be seen as a credible expert. Okay. Number 2 is for SEO. And a lot of people go in, Tyler Ford as an example, one of the guys that's going to be in that Market Leader series. He has taken your exact question there, and he goes, okay, I know I don't want to have any chance of duplicate content being an issue. He has a system that he implements inside of our process and gets great content. He's taken over rankings in his city in Arizona. He's taken over rankings he never had before when he just had his WordPress site up. He already had a number 1 ranking for, I think it was like, sell my house fast, insert his city in Arizona. But then he retained that and gained a bunch of others because he went in and used the tool to save him time, so he didn't have to think of what articles to write. He didn't have to write them. He just went in there and spent 10 minutes in each one tweaking up some things and getting great rankings on them. The next thing is on like your homepage content and stuff. So not everyone who joins Carrot wants to focus on SEO. A lot of people are like, you know what? I just want to have Carrot for my direct mail. I want to have a great site that converts well, that ranks well for my company name when I'm, when my sellers or buyers are Googling my name from direct mail. Cool. Like that's awesome because that's plugging a leaky bucket for them. For that, your homepage doesn't need to be customized at all because you don't care that it ranks well because that's not part of your strategy. Your about page should be, your company page should definitely be customized in that scenario. Pull this up here. Your about page should definitely be customized in that scenario. So you want to go in and customize the about page. But the homepage, if SEO is a strategy of yours, in the 3 Lead Per Day training, we walk through how to optimize that on-page content, how to take our content and then use our content as a guide, but then rewrite it in your own words. So it's still SEO optimized, but it's unique to you. Or we have a marketplace. Like if you just want to be hands off, we have a marketplace. One sec. My wife calling. If you want to be hands off, you just go to oncarrot.com/marketplace. And then we have this resource for clients too, where you can come in here and you can have us rewrite the content and the pages for you, like the location specific landing pages. We can rewrite those for about 40 bucks a page. We can create the pages and rewrite them for you. We have other services too that can do writing for you. So yeah, we've got it covered there for you, but it does depend on your strategy. Not everyone gets Carrot for SEO, even though that's what we're known for. A lot of people get us for pay-per-click. They don't change any of the copy for SEO. They change it for credibility and they bake in their branding. They crush it. Yep, it just depends. Good question, man. Really good question. Kevin Clancy out of Florida, man. Good chatting with you. I know we chatted 4 or 5 months ago, I think. Yep, buy mortgage, note buyers. Okay, that's probably one. Let's tackle that on a coaching call next week, if that's fine. And that's your $350 a month pay-per-click budget. It's not a bad budget. That's one thing we want to really help people with their marketing budget stuff, because at the end of the day, the word marketing budget for me, or that phrase, is kind of a funny concept, because marketing should never have a budget. Marketing should never have a budget. Marketing should have a starting budget. And then from there, we should understand our numbers, like we were talking about in the first phase of this. And then your marketing should always fuel itself. So when people come to me saying, hey, I've got $1,000 a month marketing budget, I go, well, let's work the math. Let's work the math and see what you really need, what math says you need to close a deal, you know, according to your average profit per deal, average leads per deal, conversion rate in your website, that kind of thing. Math will tell us where your target is. And oftentimes most people, they set their internal emotional marketing budget way below what it should be. They just set an emotional marketing budget just because that's what they think sounds good. And then from there we go, okay, this is what math says. And make sure that you're prepared to spend that amount of money before you close a deal. Now, you might get a deal way before that. You might get a deal way after that. But the math shows this, and likely it's going to be at or below that. That's what the math usually shows. And then from there, you close that first deal. Then your marketing budget is unlimited as long as your numbers all hold steady. Yep, as long as your numbers all hold steady. Good question. I'm going to answer one more question. I got a jet, so I can actually talk with my family the next 4 days. Miho says, I bought Facebook training, 3 lead per day training about a month ago. As they're included in the upgrade, can I get those? With those are bonuses in this. If you already have them, then you already have them. So that's not something we're refunding, because the training course that we're selling is the Market Leaders Revealed. And then we're going to give you 6 months of Advanced Marketer for free. So we're giving you this massive $1,000 course. We're giving you 6 months of Advanced Marketer for free. So we can't refund on the trainings you already own, but that's something that if you have them, you know, awesome, you got that, but you're also getting this insane deal on these other things. So, yep, great question, man, really good question. If we refunded the dollars on those, we'd actually go backwards on it. But yep, if you got it, awesome, man. Put them to work and make it work. William says, are the weekly coaching calls 11 o'clock Pacific time? Yes, sir, 11 o'clock Pacific time. Yep, 11 o'clock Pacific time. They're always on the same page. So put it on your calendar. They're always at help.oncarrot.com. And I think it's coaching. Okay. And we do them on YouTube live on here. And usually my webcam works and Adrian's webcam works, but it works the same on here. Okay. So you can come on here, give us feedback. You can see the archives of the past ones. This one right here with Tom Caffarella. If you guys are just now joining Carrot and you're brand new and you want to like really dig in, Tom Caffarella shares how he gets 100 seller leads per week. He shows some of his Facebook ads, talks exactly what his targeting is. And then we're going to have him go in deeper on that in this series. I need to have him confirm. I messaged him. I'm 98% sure that he's going to be in. Need to have him go deeper on it for sure. But yeah, 11 o'clock Pacific time. All righty. I got a jet. Y'all, my voice is going to go out, call my wife back. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm so thankful for the Carrot community. I'm so thankful for what you guys help us accomplish, what we help you guys accomplish. And I'm just pumped. You know, I'm pumped for you. I'm pumped for the Carrot community. I'm really looking forward to our team working with you and welcoming new people. And we're here for you to finish out the year. And one, I guess, extra little thing is that $997 is a last minute tax write-off for you. So if you are in the 35% tax bracket, you just basically got yourself a 35% discount on that too. If you're in the 50% tax bracket or around there effective, sweet, you got a 50% discount. Look at it that way. All right. So awesome, guys and gals. Have an amazing rest of the week, and we will talk soon. oncarrot.com/start. And like I said, this offer is going to end Sunday at midnight. So the fast action bonuses will go away once the 25 are hit. Looks like it's pretty close, but there are definitely still some more. So if you're on the edge, just go grab it. And that way you get the fast action bonuses. And you can always, like I said, we have a 30-day guarantee policy. So that's up to you guys. All right, oncarrot.com/start. Yeah, 1 second.